touch. That's that king. I step up in the ring, wow with the raps. In fact, you can sing, but no matter how you flow, go for the throat. Spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning? Who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. Star of show me what you got, I can spot some talent. You still got squash and you fought so valiant. If I come for some blood, gonna cop a gallon. I came from the mud, I just got some balance. Now, who's gonna bring it the most? And who's gonna coast? Who'll get bread and get toasted? Who's getting smoke like a no? And who's gonna ghost? Who'll try rigging the votes? Second roll smoking, got the flow, can hold the notion. Not opposing, nor the notion. I oppose you, rose and host it. Always posted with the focus, go through motions, and it's hopeless. If you boasting, then I'm roasting, coast to coast. The people voting out for you. Y'all see steam when I step up from the booth. 6 feet deep, get my beats from a tomb. And a 6 clean sweep, now a squeegee's a brooms. If you spit means beef, then I'm eating. I'll step up to the plate if you're ready to ball. A couple vets meet the greats, but so many will fall. When your reps on the line could be ending the call. No, y'all keep the rings, I want heads on my wall. There's plaques full of rappers and singers alike. This ain't about clout, it's what you bring to the mic. You can spit it, flow it, sing it, or just wing it and fight. Who is he? Disney put you singers on ice. Think you the what? Better square up. Show those folks who oppose you the touch. That's that king. I step up in the ring. Wow with the raps. In fact, you can sing, but no matter how you flow, go for the throat. Spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning? Who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. Star of the show. You're the true, the one. The poet whose soul can move the sun. Lead the weapon, no use for guns. Just throw it in the two, you're done. Rated. Most want players get glazed, claim hatred. Folks be amazed they ain't paid and ain't made it. Stole the picture, wrap the frame, copy paste, claim they painted. Who's the best in the basement? That's rated. No fame in the moat with these basement raps. Yet I still rock the boat like my wave was cracked. Go gloat, they a goat, only made a track. Most don't want the smoke, you'll get laid to ash. Dust them, cut from the percussion, lips split from the kick, face chopped like a mutton. Smoke crops and I'm buzzing. The truth is just ducking. This deuces be bluffing out my way before it's something like it's nothing. White collar rhymer, every sesh profesh. X knows no less, best invest in checks. Fresh to death, yes, to the nines I'm dressed. Quick flip from the 6, never mind my stress. Shh, the show is starting. Sun's gone down and the ocean's parted. You want one round, then you hope departed. When they bump my sound, gonna go, you think you're the what? Better swear up. Show those folks who oppose you the touch. That's that king. I step up in the ring. Wow with the raps. In fact, you can sing, but no matter how you flow, go for the throat. Spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning? Who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. You think you're the what? Better swear up. Show those folks who oppose you the touch. That's that king. I step up in the ring. Wow with the raps. In fact, you can sing, but no matter how you flow, go for the throat.
Hola.
Oh, hey.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Así.
Nah. Más o menos.
It's Sunday morning, and we're here to listen to music.
As always, the favorite time of the year. Comes around every week.
We survived the 4th of July. See, everybody's got all their appendages, fingers intact.
Dos manos.
I think I did hear a couple stories about hands being blown off, but I didn't see the footage from it, so I tend not to seek those things out because, you know, algorithms these days, you seek out one cat video or exploding hand, and all the social networks are like, here's more.
Here's an exploding cat. Yeah, a rapper that's loosely associated with No Jumper blew off his hand. I saw that. You know, like, again, I have zero sympathy for any of that. I'm just so, like, it's so avoidable. You know what I mean? It's just the most avoidable injury. You don't have to.
Yeah, if a random firework lands on your house and your house explodes into flames or your car explodes into flames, I get it. I understand. That's unplanned. But you physically holding a firework and setting it on fire, kind of your fault.
I didn't throw it soon enough. Yeah.
Pretty sure the instructions say do not throw.
Yeah. Ugh.
But alas, we got some bigger and better fireworks in our queue today from our Discord community.
Katy Perry. Oh, never mind.
Oh, Katy Perry's in our Discord?
Baby, you're a firework. Huh?
Is it bad that I know Katy Perry, but I probably couldn't name any of her actual songs? I just recognize them.
Yes. Only because I Kissed a Girl is a universal banger. and everyone can get behind the little girl on girl action.
Not everybody.
I think it was written by Skylar Grey. It was written by somebody else who later got their own thing. And it killed my fantasy of Katy Perry, like actually experimenting.
I mean, that doesn't rule out that Katy Perry kissed a girl. It just means that somebody else made the words work for her.
Yeah, but it's kind of like Dave Blunt's writing Kanye's "I Sucked My Cousin's Dick" song. You know, it like just doesn't feel as authentic. It's like, okay, now you're just back being a troll.
Is that a thing? Did Dave Blunt's really write that?
Yeah. That's my understanding. Dave Blunt's is like, all right, I got you, yay. All right, we're looking at magazines, felt a little twinge.
That would be an interesting commission as a ghostwriter. Is like, hey, I got this story. I need somebody to write it down and express it. It just goes back to childhood memories and me and my cousin. And like, whoa. Give me the deets. Like, did he have to ask for details, or did he just come up with them and then Kanye like okayed whatever aspects of them?
See, and I don't know, and that's where it feels inauthentic. That's where like Katy Perry,
it feels like a recording session that I would love to sit in on just to observe how the process goes about. Like, is Kanye just detailing out, you know, moments, or is Dave Blunt's like, okay, give me some more specifics because I need some more clarity on the dick sucking or what have you?
Yeah. He's like, no, that's not how it happened. He put his hand on my thigh when we saw the oiled man.
It's crazy.
Shout out to Kanye.
Shout out to Casanova.
Kanye. What's up, Cass? Permanent lover boy. Arrested for popping a Disneyland-sized firework real close to it. Not actually. That's a big firework, Disneyland-sized.
I mean, they sell them. Shit, yeah, those things get expensive. How much did you pay for that Disneyland-sized son of a gun? They're expensive here. I don't know about up in Illinois. I think you're in Chicago, right? Yeah, those things. You can get one big sucker and that be like $500, or you can get a pack of multiple fireworks for $500. And I always look at it each year as I watch the enormous display of fireworks in my neighborhood. Like, how much money have you people really spent on this shit just for 2 days a year, New Year's and 4th of July? $545. Yeah. So yeah.
And anecdotally, I just feel like Texas would probably spend, you know, their monthly food budget on fireworks. Versus like in Oregon is like, yeah, we'll go to the waterfront maybe. Like me and my friends didn't even look at the fireworks this year.
I imagine that some of the firework displays in Texas are bigger than like some city budgets. It's just insane. But yeah, I didn't.
Because America.
My son didn't even really want to go outside. I mean, I stepped outside for like 5 minutes and watched a few, but my son was like, Roblox, I'm gone.
Yeah, we were the same. We literally just drank tequila all day and then went back to my house and drank vodka and basically just yelled indoors.
Yeah, Casanova. Anything over, I think, like the 400 or 500 mark, it definitely is like a grand finale. Like, this is the one that you blow up when you want to let everybody know, all right, I'm done for the night. I'm going inside. But shout out to you.
True patriot. True American patriot. With Patriot missiles.
Did you have like any American flag clothing?
Dude, no.
I saw somebody, I can't remember the exact context of the conversation, but I saw somebody the other day was like, do people really wear America and shout out America like that who are not
white
like
people
hard?
Do.
Oh, okay. You said it, not me.
It's a very white tradition. I had a bunch of people from my small little hometown. I saw the pictures from their celebrations and just complete like pinstripes, you know, the fucking hat, little kids wearing little Uncle Sam mustaches. Like, get
Really?
the fuck out of here. Like, pure indoctrination, bro. It's wild. And you could just kind of tell, like, all these people are like, like, blah, guns, America, bald eagles. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, where I'm from, like it's always strange, like because I've only lived in 2 states, Florida and Texas, and the only difference between them is in Texas, it's like American flag, in Florida, it's camouflage. It's literally the only it's American flag cowboy hat, it's camouflage trucker cap. That's the only difference between the 2 states.
So because I had like a drink night and then a drink night for the 4th, me and Kelsey just basically spent literally 16 hours on the couch yesterday. Like, moved from the couch once to go get gummies and energy drinks, and then went right back to the couch. And then as part of that, I was kind of snoozing and watching documentaries on white supremacist gangs in Florida. And
You really need to improve your TV watching habits.
it's fascinating. I don't know. It's like, oh, look at all the people from my hometown, except for tattooed and, have found meth.
That's crazy. Yeah. If you want to know some up close, first-hand encounters, just let me know. Go up around them.
Yep. Want to know everything.
Oh, God, no. In the meantime, we got some music from the community. I know Casanova is in the queue, and we got a bunch of other people out there. So we're here to listen and see what happens. We listen, give it a rating 1 through 10, and then some bullet points on what we hear, observe, see if there's a visual. Immediate. We don't pre-listen to anything, so this is always on the fly unless you've posted it before. And then we keep it moving.
And in honor of America and the 4th, we're going to change the terminology bullet points to helpful suggestions, because bullet points is a little too violent.
Is that like offensive to kids or something now?
It's offensive to me.
Okay.
As a survivor of gun violence, every day on Warzone, maybe I didn't even survive. Maybe, let's just say I haven't won a game of Warzone for a while. Bullet points. Bad terminology.
I feel like it's fair. I feel like it should motivate you to avoid those bullet points. Bars. All right. If at any point you get sick and tired of waiting for other people's tracks to end, you can always sub, tip, gift a sub. That information is scrolling down at the bottom. Otherwise, we keep it moving from the top to the bottom. I'll put a green check mark next to it if we've listened or listening, and I'll put a little band of money if you have tipped. So without further ado, first up, Tagami. It's another Mac Critter beat. This is called Backwoods.
Mac Critter's biggest fan.
Big Critter, man. They're out there.
Are they out there, or is Tagami out there?
Probably Tagami. His homeboys. That's it for Tagami. If you've listened to his beats before, it's just a loop. At first, it was just kind of whatever to me. I like the little chorus part, the part for the hook, more than I did the verses part. But honestly, I could see a lot of different styles of songs on this. I don't think it's bad. I think it's suitable for getting on the track and saying whatever the hell you want. I'll give it a 6.5.
Yeah. I like this overall. I think for me, I wanted like the da na 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 was so present. Like if you kind of put that a little further into the background and brought some of those other backing layers up, I think it would be just more balanced sound wise. But otherwise, like the drums were cool. I could see this being a fun track. I'll give it a 7.5.
All right. Next up, JV Sushio?
JV Sucio.
JV
I
Sushio.
think in Spanish that means JV Suite, or it means Junior Varsity Sucky. Like
Go with the
Kanye
last.
West.
Let's go to the second. All right. This is called No Applause.
I don't got no.
What up, Stay?
Stay over.
I don't care about the name, don't want your cash. Being spilling out my pain, hoping love gon' last. Tired of feeling lonely, tired of feeling trapped. Heart in this verse, if they throw it in the trash. Late night, mic on, trying to bleed through the sound. Deeper that I get, the more they wanna tear me down. Vulnerability, a weapon used to reject me. All this open-hearted writing got me feeling empty. Music was my therapy, and now it's just a shame. Every time I drop a track, they critic on my name. I know my voice ain't perfect, ain't trying to be a star. Trying to find a space where I ain't judged for who I are. Ain't never chased the clout, ain't never begged for streams. Gave them my soul, and then they go and laugh at me. Tell me why I'm trying to heal, but this music made me hurt. Thought the mic would set me free, now it's like a curse. Wanted something real, something deeper than applause. Ones who say they love me, only love me for my flaws. They don't see the next, I question life's worth the fight. Just another song, not the scars behind the mic. Tired of being lonely, tired of feeling trapped. Put my heart in a verse and throw it in the trash. Tired of being lonely, tired of feeling trapped. Put my heart in a verse and throw it in the trash. Don't care for the fame, don't want your cash. Been spilling out my pain, hoping love gon' last. Tired of feeling lonely, tired of feeling trapped. Heart in this verse, if they throw it in the trash. Don't care for the fame, don't want your cash. Been spilling out my pain, hoping love gon' last. Tired of feeling lonely.
All right, that was
tired of
No
feeling
Applause
trapped.
by JV Sushio.
Yeah, I think that first impressions, it all flowed together. It felt like all the rhyming words were hitting right where they needed to on the snare, but it almost felt like the word cut off a little too soon, like you're saying it kind of fast. And so maybe that was just with the delivery. I wanted the delivery to be a little bit more stronger, a little bit more comfortable on the beat. Overall, I think that, as far as writing as therapy, writing as a mic, yeah, that's what it's there for. That's why I do music. So I can relate on that aspect. From a technical standpoint, it did sound like, there was a little bit too much reverb on the vocals, which kind of just made it sound a little hollow feeling over the instrumental. But I think this can have like a slightly better mix and maybe hit a little harder with more intentional delivery. I'd give this one a 6.
I thought the mix was okay. And this is my personal perspective, is that making songs about this topic kind of lean more towards the cringe aspect than it does and I get it, like people want to express like I'm not in this for money, fame. I'm frustrated by the dealings of the music business, but very seldom do you hear like a lot of songs really translate to replayability on this topic. And I feel like it's one of those things that everybody starting out kind of makes one of these songs of like, oh, I'm frustrated. I'm doing this music and, nobody's listening, or, people only want this out of it and money and stuff. Yeah. We all get it. But I can't name a single song like that I go back and I listen to. Right. I think the only thing that I can think of that's even close to that is the one fucking song from Eminem where Mom Spaghetti's on your shirt. That's the only thing that people ever quote and harken back to about a song that's like about hip hop.
What's up, Ricky Akimbo? I mean, that's not entirely accurate as far as like Common, Her, like great.
When was the last time somebody quoted Common, Her?
Right now. Listen, I think the difference, in creative writing, they talk about like either talking about it or you're talking about it, right? So in this instance, you're kind of like talking about like, okay, people are kind of like making fun of me because I like to do hip hop and like I am authentic. I think the difference between maybe what Dice is saying, like the cringe, and like something that might be more universally relatable is details. I think details make stronger writing. And so like, why are people laughing? Like specifically, like, give me more details about your life that make this interesting or important to you. Why do you care about being authentic in hip hop? What does this actually mean to you? You say it's therapy. Well, why? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's the difference.
And I'm not saying that this track in particular is cringe. I'm just saying the topic is cringe. But Bird eloquently said what I was trying to say, because like when I say, Eminem's references to like throwing up and you got Mom Spaghetti on your shirt, that's like a visual hearkening of like, okay, I've got butterflies in my stomach, I'm nervous, I've got to go on stage and perform, versus saying I go on stage and perform and nobody cares. Like, give us a little bit more like color behind it where people can like relate or visualize something, rather than just saying, oh, I don't want money, I don't want fame. Like, why don't you want it? What do people say about it? Like, I think that aspect is what's missing here. Not that you did it bad, like Bird said, everything was on time, it sounded good. It's just the topic itself, it seems very like bland in the whole grand scheme of like almost every rapper has made a song like this. So, from objectively speaking, I would give this like a 6.5, but like topic wise, I'd give it like a 3.
It's like anyone can say I fucked your bitch. How many people say I took your bitch in the backseat of my Chevrolet Impala and then stuck an entire hot dog into her asshole?
Sartorius.
And then smoked a fart. Sartorius.
One person I know of. Sartorius.
Yeah, I know of one. Shout out Sartorius. What's up, Ricky Akimbo?
What up,
Thanks
Ricky?
For popping in.
Next up is Dez. Dez has been getting better over the last year, so I'm curious to see. I think last time we heard him, I think he still had the gaming headset microphone. I don't know if he's progressed past that, but it looks like he's got a collab with Calico James, who also has a track coming up next. So let's see what Calico and Dez. Oh, just in time for 4th of July. American made. Guns blasted.
Favorite sinner, stay on the knees and keep up all night, heathen life, baby girl, we up, live it up, keep up, wanna prophecy up, re-up, now we got enough. We feed fiends right here, what is the meaning of life? I have no idea. I got a nuke like I came to fight my fears in all these years. I might finally shed some tears, this right here. Just go to heaven. is here. Like what I mean when I die, best I got it to sleep. Oh my God, let me explain what I mean. I mean, no heaven gates, no clouds, no loud. Whoa, wow, oh wow, we out.
Wow for the minute, we out, then we in it, no cloud, just rapping instrumentals. I've always wondered what's the meaning of life. Never hit me till I went and struck the end of my night. Into a slot, I got my way with that night. Took my money back, I'll do anything to get right. Now I'm past the pistol blazing, drop the steel and just fight. Feel like an animal that's tangible way. I exponentially rip your face, feel like I'm in a race. Can't nobody keep his pace, piece of cake. And this bitch to ovulate up on the plate to demonstrate what a great abomination likes to take. Heaven can't be fake, look up on this bitch's fate. She's an angel's graceful, but hateful is crazy. What the devil will make from you, take from you. Play it for his common denominator. Not too many commas say what it takes to dominate. I can never relate, I can never be fake. Here we are and let's demonstrate how to beat the brakes off the fate.
You guys didn't leave a minute of beat at the end.
Wow.
All right, yeah. First and foremost, if you guys are done rapping, don't leave a whole minute of just instrumental playing, unless this is just, well, it says work in progress. Maybe there's like more to come, but even still, like, chop it off if it's okay.
Takes
Whatever.
2 seconds.
Yeah, literally. I think Dez did a good job. I think overall the beat is too loud in comparison to both of your vocals, but I wish Calico James did more focused rapping instead of just like pressing record and just doing whatever. And it's interesting. I've been seeing a lot of videos and interviews lately about people like 2 Chainz and other stuff. People saying like, yeah, I've never written. Did you know? Interesting thing. Sorry to get off on a sidetrack real quick, but 2 Chainz said that he's never written down his raps, and he said, and I saw somebody else.
Shocker.
I saw Mac from No Limit. He said Master P never wrote any of his rhymes down. He just kind of went into the booth and freestyle everything. And it made me wonder, like, because we've gotten to this point where everybody's like idolizing Jay-Z and Lil Wayne for that stuff. Is like, why is that so special? Like, why do people think that that's like a moniker of, I guess, skill and creativity? Sure, it's impressive, but does that always equate to everybody having the best song? I don't think so. And I'm saying that because I wish Calico spent more effort on what he was saying rather than just going off of like whatever energy as he presses record. Sure, like there's some people who can do it great, some people who can formulate a verse on the spot, some people who can think it out and then recite it back, but everybody doesn't have to be that person. You don't all have to be Jay-Z, you don't all have to be Biggie, you don't all have to be Lil Wayne, to like all these people who freestyle the stuff. You don't have to be that person. Make the best song that you can. And I want that out of Calico because he has good energy and very interesting voice, but he just kind of does whatever the hell. And we ended up with Lord on the hook. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is that? I give this a 4, but I want to say Dez's part was the highlight for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting you brought this up, like the whole like freestyle versus writing bars down, because I feel like we get that a lot, right? And I don't know what it is. Maybe it is the idolization of like some of these people who just go in and just say whatever. I always say like delivery, beat, lyrics, pick 2 and you can have a good song. So like 2 Chainz, his lyrics have always been dog shit, and it's because he just goes in and says whatever. Yeah, it sounds like he's just saying whatever, but he sounds cool doing it, and the beat is fucking banging. So you're like, all right, big booty had a big booty. You're like, what does that mean? Huh? Okay, it sounds kind of cool the way he said it. So just I'll get into the mix here, but I just want to kind of make a larger point, which is it's really interesting to me that that's become glorified, because I argue that I think no matter who it is, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, if they did right, I think it'd be even stronger. Lil Wayne said all crazy shit like go down on a girl and feel the piranha bite. What's biting you inside her vagina? That's crazy. So there's just shit that doesn't make sense. And like Bird is a great example. Bird Fly Away, producer Bird, he makes great sounding music. But then him and Choof just get in the booth and freestyle all sorts of shit. And you have 2 × 2 = 4. You're like, did you say that on a rap? Lyrics matter. All right, going to this song. I agree. I love the energy of Dez. I think the as far as the mix goes, the vocals are way too far back in the beat. They're just getting drowned out by the instrumental, and it kind of felt like, when you're at a bar, well, maybe you don't, but when you're at a show and like the sound isn't quite equalized, like the sound guy kind of took the night off or whatever, and so you hear the rap beat and you hear murmur, 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 like it's either on time or not, and that's really all you can tell. You can't make out the individual words. I found myself straining to kind of make out the words through the loudness of the beat, and I think it's like partial quality and partial just the beat's a little too loud. So as far as the mix goes, definitely turn up the vocals. I think that the first recording sounded a little bit more natural to the beat rather than the second. The second sounded a little bit more tinny. Outside of that, I'd just say that, yeah, the first one, love the energy. I'm excited for when you get excited to write songs. Cool delivery. Let's give it a 5.
All right. Casanova, did you want me to play Private Eye or did you post something else? I thought I saw you typing. Did you want me to play Private Eye or Good Night for your tip? And did you want me to play them back to back, or what did you want? Let me know. What up, Sleek?
Sleekest of the Ivories.
Back to back. Okay. All right. So then let me go ahead and play this Calico James, and then we got 2 from Casanova. We'll play them back to back. So this is called track 3, Chrome, and he wants points on how to do the chorus better, plus bars and whatnot. Okay. All right. We're going to do Calico James and then a couple Casanova West Side. What up, Sus? Wait. Did I hear fire detector beep in this? Did that come from you?
Wasn't me. I have batteries. Absolutely. We accept songs from Brazilians.
Yeah, it's here.
Talking to the voices, yeah, I'm far too
That
gonna
is a
stop
chirp.
it. Sold me on some dreams, yeah, they tryna make a profit. Agnostic, hope hell is like a mosh pit. Stop it, oh behave. I heard heaven hit like a rave. They trip, never stumble though. In the desert with a white bitch, lick her camel toe. Not religious, superstitious, y'all might catch the Holy Ghost. What you want? Rockstar shit, talking like Post Malone. Jimmy Hendrix, John Lennon. Y'all don't get it, like beg forgiveness, beg your pardon, bitch. Like what? Like is you with it? Wait, don't get me started, I'm a shooting star. Post for the image, y'all ain't shoot that far. But if y'all hit them lights, hey.
Amen, amen, even though I be sinning. How the fuck does a young nigga start some winning? I'm just trying to stack my papers to the fucking ceiling. I really don't give a fuck how you feeling. Checkmate, check it if you wanna check me. Look into my eyes if you wanna tell me. If you see a God, then you know you can't be scared of a nigga that's just your homie. I be just steady plotting. I be just steady creeping. How the fuck can you tell me what you fucking seeking? If you believe in God, then fuck these demons. I've been having nightmares and I can't stop it. I believe in God, so I can't fear it. I'm a young king, so I'm persevering. If you hear me sing, then I'm trying to get them papers. I'm trying to get them racks.
Doesn't even rhyme.
I'm trying to get them papers.
What are we doing here?
I'm
Trying to get them racks.
I've been trying to get paper. I've been insert line.
I
All right.
I want so much better for my people. I don't want the smoke detector beeping to be the new stereotype of black people, but it is. Every fucking time you hear a little beep, it's a black person. I want you people to learn that is not only a safety hazard, but it's annoying as fuck. Especially when you're doing it and you're streaming or you're recording a song. I just want better for my people, Bird. That's all that I ask. I know you want your people not to do meth and be, crazy flag waving Uncle Sam beard having hicks. I just want people to put batteries in their smoke detectors.
Is it too much to ask?
It's apparently it is. What can you do better for the chorus? Maybe not as many layers and actually like try to put a little bit of harmony or singing. I think the chorus might actually turn out fine if it wasn't so buried in the mix and it wasn't just like cluttered up with all the misaligned layers. I think that was probably the biggest detractor from it, is like you had so many layers that were just not lined up that it just sounded sloppy and it was just too low. As far as the bars and whatnot, I actually think you had a better verse this song, but whoever that was on the second is just obviously freestyling off the top of their head, and it was not the highlight of the track for me. So I would say if you can get the person, or you can replace that second verse with something a little bit more up to par rather than just I'm gonna say whatever comes to my head, that'll probably go a long way.
I'd rather you replace it with a smoke detector sound. The entire second verse, just smoke detector beeping, it would make me happier.
Yeah, I'll give this I'll give it a 4, but I'll say that the first verse was like the highlight for me.
Yeah, I agree on the hook. Honestly, it sounded like it could be a pretty decent hook. Like the melody was cool. I think Dice kind of hit the nail on the head. Like it just felt a little sloppy. And I think if you want that many voice sound, you can still have that, but you have to have different volumes to the layers, right? You should have one clear main or two clear mains with the other ones kind of turned way down while also supporting. So I think you can still have that kind of messy sound, but just have a more clearly distinguished, like this is the main layer that I'm going with. I kind of agree. The first verse made sense. Like even with the lyrics being freestyled, you're like, all right, like this is cool. I can deal with this. The second verse could not deal. Absolutely fucking not. He said, and I've been, and then just fucking inserted my mind diarrhea. And I've been stacking paper. And I've been, what have I been up to lately? Fucking bitches. Like, come on, man. I did like this more than the other one. I'll give this one a 4 and retroactively change the other one to a 3.
I think that's fair. What up, Ray Stans?
Mr. Stans.
All right, got a couple from Casanova. This one is his song versus song battle in the Square Up competition currently underway. Reminder to folks like D Bird and Ray Stans that your tracks are due tonight at midnight Pacific Standard Time.
Come on, baby. You know my strategies. You know what I do.
Yeah, you told me yesterday you spent 16 hours on the couch.
Yeah, I do nothing all week, and then the day of, I have a recording session.
I'm not sure which is the bigger intrigue to me, like, because this is the first round that we didn't have somebody turn in a track within 24 hours, but like I'd say like 60% of the songs get turned in like Sunday at the final hour. So like I don't know which is the bigger interest to me, is like people waiting until the last minute, or people who like I want to record right away, like, you know, Catalyst and Casanova usually like the first two to post.
Blows my mind, and here's why. Like not to pick on any specific people. And actually, I've heard some good songs be turned in early. I've also heard some songs where you turn it in like Monday, Tuesday. You're like, oh, spend more time. Like you have an entire week. Do you hear how this doesn't rhyme? Do you hear how this doesn't flow? Like try again.
Well, this one is Casanova, who does try. Let's see. He chose this beat because it reminded him of a film like Noir Private Investigator. So went with the story of a private investigator working for clients who believe their boyfriends are cheating. So they hired his company to get to the bottom of it.
You know who was a private investigator? What was her name? Unique. The chick that sang, "Let me smell your dick."
Oh, really?
She was a private investigator. She investigated his privates with her nose.
Let Me Smell Your Dick, a classic from BET Uncut.
Let me smell your dick. Cheating husbands everywhere. Quick reminder, make sure to shower after before seeing your
Coochie
wife.
smell. All right, here's Casanova West Side, Private Eye.
Hello, Kiana. Detective Westside will see you now. Right this way.
Oh, come on in. Find a seat. I'm so glad you're here. Look, now me and my team have done some very hardcore surveillance, and we do have some stuff we want to show you. So, could you just find a seat? This might be kind of tough to take, but it's okay. We're gonna walk you through it, okay? All right, so it kind of went like this. See, on Monday, first day of surveillance, he ain't do shit. His movements took him to his job till about 2-ish. Then went and got some weed in the blunt, he rolled a pool stick. Then he took his ass to the crib, then watched Clueless. And yeah, I said Clueless, cause sometimes niggas like watching that shit alone without a rude bitch. And baby, it's back to the case. Tuesday, back to his place, called you and lied to your face. Stay home and played on the game. But on Wednesday, you never mentioned that y'all was broken up. At least that was the story he telling girls when he left the club. Trying to put his prong in the socket, but first he need a plug. Grab about an eighth of some weed, then hit the crib to fuck. During this time, I know you calling, thinking you did something and trying to find ways to solve it. This nigga ain't do shit for you. You provided forks, spoons, and plates so he could have his cake and eat it too. See, I'm your private ass, so girl, I be your prime nice. You feel you been too faithful to somebody who don't do you right. Girl, I send my team out, they know how to get inside. Dig up any dirt, that's what you hired, it's a private eye. So girl, I be your private eye. Girl, I be your prime nice. You feel you been too faithful to somebody who don't do you right. Girl, I send my team out, they know how to get inside. Dig up any dirt, that's what you hired, what's a private eye? No, girl, don't cry. We don't gotta do all that. No, look. Now you got the blueprint. Move forward, girl. All payments will be taken at the front desk. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, your 2 o'clock Jackie is here. I'll send you in.
Thank you. Come on in, Jackie. Here, find a seat. Look, I'm not quite sure how to go about this one. This one is kind of extreme for our case, but we're gonna try our hardest to explain what's going on. So here we go. It went like this. See, I hope that I'm wrong. Let me hop on the phone and see if they for real, cause what we learn may shake you out your bones. See, your man ain't cheating on you, baby, you the side chick. He will call your phone and then head home and give his real dick, like straight to his wife. This life is good for tonight. How y'all dating for so long and never see him in light? See how you feeling all alone instead he wanting the pipe. He never answering his phone and you believe in his lies. Baby, let's toss that aside. See, do you and just drive. She leave your number, you too fine to be leaving and crying. You see, this nigga ain't do shit for you. You provided forks, spoons, and plates so he can make it, have his cake and eat it too. See, I'm your private ass, so girl, I be your prime nice. You feel you been too faithful to somebody who don't do you right. Girl, I send my team out, they know how to get inside. Dig up any dirt, that's what you hired, it's a private eye. So girl, I be your private eye. Girl, I be your prime nice. You feel you been too faithful to somebody who don't do you right. Girl, I send my team out, they know how to get inside. Dig up any dirt, that's what you hired, what's a private eye?
Office hours are closed. We are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Except for y'all side chicks, we ain't never open for y'all. 290 shit.
I'm your private ass, so girl, I be your prime nice. You feel you been too faithful to somebody who don't do you right. Girl, I send my team out, they know how to get inside. Dig up any dirt, that's what you hired, it's a private eye. So girl, I be your private eye. Girl, I be your prime nice. You feel you been too faithful to somebody who don't do you right. Girl, I send my team out, they know how to get inside. Dig up any dirt.
Detective Westside will see you right now.
Right, that was Casanova West Side with Private Eye. Pun intended, maybe?
I like Casanova, man. That is a dope song, and it's funny. Like I like the in between little like skits. Like, yeah, go see the cashier at the front door. You know what I mean? Like, there's just little moments that you can tell were just like authentic. Like, oh, here's a little funny thing. Like, that's one of those where I'd be curious, Casanova, if you like wrote down the line to deliver, or if you're just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna let it rock and just kind of say different things. I'm gonna do a one take, or I'm gonna do a couple where I'm just like saying things to the client and just see what I like. Be interested to hear about your process for kind of the in-between skits. As far as the song, as far as the verses, like this is kind of what I was talking about of like the difference between good writing and bad writing. You know what I mean? Like the details in it is what made it interesting. There's plenty of stories of like cheating husbands or like, oh, somebody's stepping out, whatever. Like I'm gonna catch them or whatever. Like there's the subject matter. It's not like it's been untouched territory, but the details are what make it interesting and unique and kind of an authentic Casanova West Side song, right? Like one of the lines that I really like, you can kind of tell like this was just the word that popped into his head, clueless, but also he justified it in the next line where he's like, yeah, he's sitting alone watching Clueless. Yeah, you know, sometimes guys just want to watch Clueless without a rude bitch. And it's like you can kind of see where the rhyme structure popped into his head. And then it's all of the words you fill in around it that make it strong and make sense and interesting, right? Versus if it's like just clueless, rude bitch, you know, toothpick, two shits, whatever, you know. That's the difference here, I think. So anyways, well written, good song, fun. Delivered great. My one technical kind of critique here is just that the chorus, for whatever reason, the effect that you have on it, not the low end effect. I really like that. I think whatever effect you put on it made it sound a little tinny. So it didn't hit quite as hard with, I don't know if it's a quality or a mix thing or effect. There was something about that chorus that threw me off a little bit just on the sound quality. Everything else solid. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah. I like his ability to express situations without just plainly saying the situation. Like, oh yeah, he's hitting you, but then he goes home and he gives real loving to his wife. Like, you know, just describing those things where it's like, not only is it, you know, relatable because people heard or been through, but like you can, okay, like, oh, I can imagine like somebody's like giving like, okay, I love you, you're my girlfriend, whatever, but then like, oh yeah, I got a wife at home, let me go back to that shit. So like he always does a good job with the visualizations. I think the only thing that really I wanted to express was, I think the hook works. It felt a little bit wordy the first time, but I think, you know, the second time it was fine. Only on the outro, I would say maybe making it a little bit more present as it begins to fade out, because it was hard to, I mean, not necessarily that you're trying to hear it, but it was just hard to make out what was being said. But that aside, it's still a great track. Very good way to approach the topic. I think I don't remember hearing this beat from Noir. Otherwise, I probably would have found it. So shame on me. I give this a 9 too. I think it's a solid entry and good storytelling. I think it's a great way to not only show your lyrical ability, but the ability to craft a story, which I think a lot of people should take notes on. So shout out to you, Casanova. All right. What up, Swaglean? Got your tip as well. So we got one more tip from Casanova, and then we got Swaglean up next. And then we'll get back to the top of the queue. So here is Good Night, continuation from the album. Also, check out Casanova's album. I'll put a link to that in the chat in a minute. Tales from His Exes. So here's Good Night.
Draw a curtain on this love. Yeah. Draw a curtain on this love.
Girl, you know that I will if I keep it for real. Yeah. Girl, take these flowers, these are just for you too. Cause baby girl is
Draw a curtain on this love.
Baby, here's your flowers, might be dead before you get them. And since we not together, it was months before I sent them. You made the person that I am and what would never be. So, baby, take these flowers for helping to better me. Listen, baby, take some chocolate too. Cause when I met you, you were sweet and all the nuts that you can eat. But now you breaking rules. You doing shit that's not accepted and I let you do it. For many years, see back and forth, you tied my heart and pulled it. And tied the noose like real loose so I can fall for you again. I slap my hand on that caboose when I forgive. With the cycle, girl, I need some rest. You got to work on your recovery, so I sent some flowers to your address. And God bless, I hope you never have to wear the pants like you cross-dress. And I'm impressed that you last so long, baby, no neck. Flip the conversation on me so much, your protest, my progress, a prolific response to this whole mess. Now I'm saying good night, period, Kotex. All you do is lie, sleep on me, mattress. Do it one more time, I hope that it was worth the hat trick. Girl, I know you hate this, but oh well. To the way that we was, we couldn't brighten the sun, pulling the blinds on the love, baby. Take your flowers and leave so I can catch up on sleep. I'm trying to live out my dreams, baby.
Yeah.
To the way that we was, we couldn't brighten the sun, pulling the blinds on that love, baby. Take your flowers and just leave. Girl, take your flowers and just leave like, woo, child. Girl, you know you did a number on me, but it's all good, shawty. Take your flowers and just leave. It's all for you. Westside 290 shit. It's time to put a curtain on this shit for the last time.
Right, I was catching up with Westside with Good Night. This man does not let a second of beat go untouched.
Yeah, touching all over that beat.
It's like, oh, there's 20 seconds at the end. I'm gonna talk. Turn the recording back on.
I ain't done, motherfucker. Don't cut me off.
I got some more. I thought this was dope. I thought, in the context of your album, I think this fits. I'm curious why this isn't on the album, because it feels like it fits the theme of, the Tales from the Exes. So, yeah, just curiosity there. Again, good writing, good plays on words, like the lie in the bed and with the mattress. That was clever. Like all good things. And I like the little chorus that you had at the end of this one. I give this one a 9 as well. I don't really have any negative things to say about it. I think it was just a good song.
Yeah. My only thing was I wish it was a little longer. And it says continuation to my song Free Fall. So maybe this is just the back half of it. I don't know how it's a continuation. Either way, I really liked it, and I found myself wanting one more verse. That's really all I could say. I think well written, well produced, well put together. I want to give it a 10, so I will. 10. Fuck it.
Go with what you feel.
It's it's weird when you're numerically rating just on a generic scale, because it's not really generic, it's subjective. So it's I thought this one was super good, a little short. Can I give a song that's just barely over 2 minutes a 10? Yeah. The answer is yes.
Yeah. You've done it before.
Done it before, do it again.
Damn it. Guy wouldn't give the rights. The producer?
Give me them rights. Give me them oil rights, boy.
Just do what I'm.
There will be blood.
Just do what I'm doing with my next album. Just drop a deluxe version. Add some more tracks. Give us some more tales from Exes. People would like that. Next up, Swag Lean with the tip. Looks like this is his entry this week, or I'm just making assumptions because it's produced by Noir, but this is called I'm Better. Shout out,
Pretty
Mr.
sure they're facing each other, aren't they? Did Swagling pop in just be like, oh,
No,
guess what
Swag.
was happening right now?
That was a couple rounds ago. Swagleen is up against Nave is Dead. Swag Casanova's up against Waterboy.
Well, never fucking mind. And that's why I'm not running the. That's why I'm not running the league. I'm just a participant.
All right, here's Swagleen with I'm Better.
Don't make mistakes. I'm not just like the rest of you. I'm stronger. I'm smarter.
We're doing tips first, and then we'll get back to the regular.
Hey, yeah. I'm better. I'm making this easy. I'm making this head a little bitch trying to fuck with me. She ain't that clever. I'm fucking your bitch and I'm fucking her better. I'm about to take off, yeah. I'm fly like a feather. I make a whole fall. I ain't talking November. I make it rain. I ain't talking about weather. I'm better. Shawty don't wanna fuck, that's fine. Told myself this will be the last time that I let a bitch get inside my mind. She was 7 anyways, like prime time. She a devil in this bitch like 666. She's house in the hit for getting it. 6 rounds to the stick, I'm blowing it. 6 grams from a pack, I'm flicking it. 3 shots to your chest, 1 to your forehead, eat a bitch up like pie. Blow smoke in the wind, promise never seen, but sometimes I lie. Lying in the bed I made, sipping on this juice, no minute made. In a minute, I'ma fuck on this mate and I make a rest, clean up the cum that I sprayed. Bitches be tripping, I'm sipping on lean. If you're sleeping on lean, then you'll win on the team. I'm leaning on greatness, the riches I see, and you're nothing compared to what I'm gon' be. I seem like a bee if you fucking with me. When I become the best, I go fucking with lean. Lean all on my gut, I had to have guts. Just to get what I want, I got nothing for free. I'm better, I'm making this easy, I'm making this cheddar. New bitch tryna fuck with me, she ain't that clever. I'm fucking your bitch and I'm fucking her better. I'm about to take off, yeah, I'm fly like a feather. I make a whole fall, I ain't talking November. I'm making it rain, I ain't talking about weather. I'm better. Yo, bitch tryna ride on me, hey. You know I got the pipe on me, hey. You know I keep a knife on me, hey. You know that we fucked last night, hey. You know that you down like tuna, cause I fucked that bitch twice like a rerun. Almost went and hit for the 3rd time, but she asked for cash like a refund. Say I'm making cash too fast, look like the Flash. Bitch, I'm popping off, popping precision like a rash. Bitch, don't talk to me if you ain't worth at least a mil. I'm better. I'm making this easy. I'm making this head a little bitch tryna fuck with me. She ain't that clever. I'm fucking your bitch and I'm fucking her better. I'm about to take off, yeah. I'm fly like a feather. I make a whole fall. I ain't talking November. I make it rain. I ain't talking about weather. I'm better.
Okay. That was I'm Better by Swagleen, produced by Noir. Two gunshots for Swagleen. Is Swagleen getting better?
Yeah.
In front of our very eyes?
Really
is it working? Is it finally working? I thought this was probably the best Swagleen song I've ever heard. I think you sounded very crisp, on point with your delivery, is very sharp, as opposed to like some of the earlier songs that you presented to us where you kind of just like did whatever. I think you got better. The only things that I will say about this is that fast raps tend to be hard to appreciate some of the lyricism. Although, like, I did pick up on some of the lines. I mean, you're still doing your thing, you know, as far as the topics go. But I think that there's moments where I could appreciate it, and then there was moments where it was hard to like figure out what you were saying and what was going on because you're now like 3 or 4 lines down the road. But overall, I still think this is a dope song. I kind of wish that you didn't do like the melodic harmony singing part in the second half and just kind of did maybe a little bit of a slower pointed rap. But at the same time, I respect the craft. I'll give this a strong 8, somewhere between an 8 and an 8.5, 8.25. I don't know, but definitely like my favorite Swagleen track. Just the polish of it, I'm very impressed.
I think that's a good word for it, polish. Like, I'd be curious, Swag, did you mix this yourself? Because
I think that was one of the things that I was going to say. I feel like he got somebody else to mix it this time.
Yeah. I'd be curious because like the mix sounds real good. And yeah, like Dice said, this is probably the most comfortable I've ever heard you on a song. You know, for me, I like the energy. You mixed it. Great job. Did a great job. Yeah. Yeah, you're clearly getting better. You're advancing. I think the big thing for me on this song is it felt, it's tough because you always ride the line between like I'm fucking around and like completely unserious, like when you're talking about sticking fish sticks in ass, it's kind of funny, and it's just like, all right, this is great because like what a fun visual, what a fun joke to kind of talk about. And like it's almost a weird reputation to live up to, because it's like either you're saying just outrageous shit the whole time, or like on maybe a song like this where there are more sections where it's just kind of like, I fucked your bitch, I fucked, just whatever. I make her wet like weather, where it's like a little less creative. That's when the writing kind of matters more, where you're like, all right, I'm still waiting for that fish stick line to pop out, and then all can be right in the world. But until I hear that fish stick line, the more generic lines that lead up to it, the more I'm like, ugh. So just lyrically, this wasn't for me, but it was fun and it sounded good. So I'm still going to give it a 7.5 and give you your props where they're due.
I feel like there's a lane for it though. Like there's people like BB No Money and then Young Gravy who they toe that line as well that you mentioned, where it's like, okay, you say like I banged your chick, kind of corny lines, but then there's also like a little bit of cleverness in between it. So I think if he continues in this direction, he can kind of like fit into that groove as well, where it's like, okay, we know what to expect from you, so we're not gonna like go into this expecting like Kendrick Lamar or Eminem type stuff. We know what we're gonna get, and I think we're kind of getting the vibe of that now. It's like, okay, Swag Lee is gonna do a thing. It just sounds more polished now, and I think that's kind of that next elevation for you.
I think that's the big takeaway. I think like my comments are me trying to get you to that next step sooner, to get you thinking about like, all right, here's the difference between like just fucking around and having a good sounding song versus like maybe a Young Gravy or like maybe the top in my mind of that genre of like the Little Dickies, where it's like so hilarious, so well crafted, like going into that next phase where it's like you can be a goof fuck and say crazy things, but also like put a unique creative spin on it to make it kind of your own cleverness. Yeah.
Word. What up, Monte? All right. Got one
Shout
more
out
tip.
Noir.
Yeah, shout out Noir, who just tipped us. So we got a beat from Noir. This is called Tribal, and then we'll get back to the regular order of the queue. Press play.
I remember this one.
got listen to this one here. That was Tribal by Noir. I like this a lot. I like the drums on it. I like the sample. I feel like he used it sparingly, but well enough that it sets the tone of the beat without it being too present. I know sometimes we'll get a lot of beats that have just the sample replaying over and over again, so it just becomes like monotonous. I think that you brought it in where it needed to be and you took it out where you didn't, and then like right before we cut it off, you put, high pass filter on it so it sounds, less present in the beat. I think good variety here. Solid beat. I think not everybody could probably do something good with this. This might be a good swag lean beat.
Everyone could do something evil to it.
Yeah, could do some evil stuff. I'll give it a 9.
This is one I remember hearing when looking for my beat this week, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope." I really liked this kind of groovy. There's a pocket in here that's really fun to play with. The drums are dope. The sample is cool. One thing I was wondering, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. The beat's tribal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like there's any perception issues if a white dude did a song on this?
I don't.
Is there anything weird about that?
I don't think there's anything weird about it. I think that it only becomes weird when aggravators bring up that kind of stuff, like Lord Jamar continuously saying Eminem doesn't belong in hip hop. Like, you'll have those very, very little niche people like, what is going on here? But, if you make a dope song, a dope song's a dope song.
I'll be honest, I was like, I like this beat, but I don't know if I could do this beat. So I just found another one.
As long as you don't have like a music video in blackface, I think it's fine.
Oh, wait. All right, we're canceling the shoot. I'll give this one a 9.
All right. Where were we at? Back to the regular order of things. I probably need
Vanilla
to.
Ice don't belong in hip hop. Man, that song was everywhere though. Dun 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 dun.
Fire.
Dun, 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 dun.
I liked when they did the interview with him about sampling, and he's like, "No, it's a different. Mine is dun 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 dun, dun and there's this dun 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 dun, dun. And we're like, I'm watching the interview, like I'm like 8 at the time, like, what the fuck is he talking about? Sounds the same.
Yeah, it's the same. But that held up in court apparently. It's like that meme from The Office when Pam is like, "It's the same picture." Yeah.
Shout out to Vanilla Ice. Rob Van Winkle. If you need a home remodel in Texas, give him a call.
Yeah. Or find him at the gathering of the Juggalos.
Didn't know he was there, but good to know. All right. Next up, Will the Cook. Probably gonna close down the queue after this track. We still got, I think, like 20 some odd tracks left to go. So chugging along here. Here's Will the Cook with Midnight Circuit.
Appreciate you, Noir. You the best.
Man.
My man. Oh, here we go. You fucking kidding? This is awesome. On a midnight cruise. Hey yo, hey yo. My name's Primo. I do some Dr. Cook respectful shit.
Okay, I think we've heard enough vibes here. That was Will the Cook with Midnight Circuit. Shout out to Will the Cook. Although still cagey. You know what, this guy hit me up yesterday or a couple days ago. You know what he asked me, Bird?
What's that?
I want you to take a guess. Take a guess at what Will the Cook asked me.
When can Lil Garfield come back?
Almost. He's like, hey, how can I join the tournament? And I'm like, what tournament? He's like, the one going on right now. And I'm like, it's artist versus artist, dude. He's like, I can't go find an artist I work with and join. And I'm like, no, dude, just stop trying to bend the fucking rules with your dope fucking beats. Anyway,
we'll get a contest for you soon enough. Like we've been hinting at a producer battle, a producer tournament. We're doing it. Patience. Just we'll get it all set up. We'll make sure that you guys have some shit to play for as well.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, give us like 30 days, produce a tournament coming soon. Just need to find some time, square away some details with Bird and Noir. I probably want to get some input from Noir, but it's coming. Jesus, you and your random artists. All right. But this beat, dope. Again, Will's probably like sneaky top 5 in the Discord as far as production. I think he's getting there. Like, I definitely say top 10, but if he keeps pumping out stuff like this, definitely sneaky top 5. I'm glad to see that you don't like stick to just one genre, and even by doing so, it's well polished. I think I'm gonna give this a 10 just because it's very well put together. I probably could have just let all 4.5 minutes play and not even bat an eye. I love it. It's a 10 for me.
Yeah, easy 10 for me too. Like, this is prime. Primo in the Kick chat was talking about how this is Dr. Disrespect type, how he makes music to this, or whatever. I haven't seen his streams since the incident, whatever happened there. But I will say that, like, yeah, this felt like a music, like a streamer could just, click around and game to. This also felt like music you could do like an 80s synthwave track to, some poppy new shit. Like, there's a million different ways to take this. And I think that's one of those things when, you have a really dope producer, when it fits in a lot of different lanes, that's just expanding your audience, right? Like, if you have a track that's universal like that, where it can just be used in a million different scenarios, that's maybe the goal. So 10 for me. This was dope. I'd be attracted to this.
All right. Next up, Secret Clubhouse. Confidence is gross. Not sure I agree with that statement. I respect it.
I love that title. I wonder, what's crazy? And I don't know, what genre this is. Could be anything. I'm guessing hip hop because we have a lot of hip hoppers. But I was just going to say, punk rock and like rock have the best titles, both band names and titles for songs. For some reason, they have universally creative song titles.
Okay. Here is
Confidence is gross. I love it. 10 out of 10.
I like the coloring.
Confidence is gross. Why you gotta stand so close when you talk that I'm looking at the snot in your nose? And you going for the hug but the shoulder touch, cause you think I like you that much. I don't, you're a go hard with the FOMO, trying to make the leaderboard with the fist bump and a let's go. Spend a lot of money on clothes and they fit too tight, leave a lot less clothes than exposed. Saying you don't really mean to boast? Don't, we don't need to breathe that smoke. Tell me where you've been, who you've been with, what's your income, what's your bench press. You're so confident, beast mode in the zone. Packed on perfume, cake, cologne. Point the bat back at every at bat or whatever it takes to take you back home. Living the credo with the sticks and stones. Criticism has no place to hold. Brash your bowl, the crash your bowl, and now you gotta act the fool because you have been told that you're too loud, that you're too drunk, and you're too stoned, so you're dumb as fuck. And you say you wanna take another shot? Well, we would all rather that you're not. We think you're gross.
This is too hard.
There's more.
Not everything's a competition. Why do you always gotta dominate? You got a complex childhood trauma to the brain. Gotta calm down, too much skin in the game. You're a manipulator, and you keep pitching these so-called win-win situations. Fool them all twice and you don't take blame, so you get no friends cause you got no shame. Prolonged eye contact, saying first names a lot. Not a pronoun in your lexicon. A silver tongue, a Decepticon. No rest for the wicked, so you're pressing on. Gotta swing for the fences like outright rejection. It's just sexual tension, overcome the objections with that salesperson brain thinking that no means maybe, making a laudable claims like what you think you actually know, and you just keep flapping those lips, and it's clear that you don't know shit. You compensate for obvious incompetence with confidence, and it's gross.
Could there be another verse?
Wait, let's look at that actual drawing.
Your self-esteem is overly optimistic. Caution
Guys,
to
like,
the
coming
wind,
as
barge
ghosts.
in and go berserk, go ballistic. Always on a
don't know what's
mission
going
to
on.
win favors, friends, and influence with oblivious persistence like some sociopathic foster kid. And when the possibility of failure makes you ill at ease, you weaponize insanity and fantasize in self-fulfilling prophecies. Dishonesty, you lied till you believed in it, and now your personality is just reality. No peopleness, allergic to reality. You're not the type to take the hint, so if I need to clarify, don't take this as a compliment. Your confidence is gross.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the green guy coming a ghost onto the other guy. Strange.
Strange but acceptable.
Yeah, we're here for it. This was fun. I feel personally attacked. My confidence is gross to you. How dare? Sorry for using first names, making strong eye contact and using your first name.
Don't make eye contact and call me by my given name.
I'm gonna look down at my feet while I talk to you. Yeah, man. Look, from a technical, here's my first impression. It's like this felt like the inevitable result of internet culture, blending in a little hip hop with nerdcore. Confidence is gross, hilarious. I like this, and I think it's very niche, but kind of crushes in the nerdcore niche. Confident delivery, although maybe a little like stiff.
Gross delivery, you mean?
Gross delivery. From a technical perspective, the only thing I'd say is like it did feel like the vocals were laying a little low in the mix. And because it's so lyric heavy, because you have this topic and kind of creative writing around it, like you really want to showcase the words here, definitely up the volume so we can kind of catch those easier rather than having to focus so hard. I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
I feel like if there was a spectrum Swag Lean would be on this side and Secret Clubhouse would be on that side. Like, I think they both have the same approach, but just different topics. Where Swag Lean is like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck your bitch and put a fish stick in her ass, and this guy's like, hey, don't make eye contact with me. That's insane. Don't do that. And I think both of them, work. And like Bird said, I think the one thing that really just stood out to me is like just the vocals were too low. I just wanted to hear you more present so I could digest it a little bit more. I thought it was a cool track. I thought it was fun. I could have done without the third verse, actually. I feel like that kind of like was overkill at that point, especially with the rhyme structure that you put together at the end where it was just overcomplicated. I feel like that kind of worked against the topic itself. But the first two verses are like solid, and like it does feel like I could just listen to this again and just get a good laugh out of it, the same way that I would listen to a Swag Lean track like the one he posted and be like, oh yeah, that's funny, I'm gonna run that one back. I think this is clever. But yeah, just the vocals are too low. I'll give this an 8. I'll give it the same as Swag Lean, like 8.25. Like it's up there. It's just like slight tweaks. All right, next up, Third Cage. What's going on here? How many bird cage? Okay, all right, whatever. This is called Deja Vu. Saint.
I've been here since this started. Haven't changed my name once. People change their name every fucking day, and I'm like, can we not? Makes it hard.
This isn't even Birdcage. This is somebody else. That's why I'm looking at it like, how did they?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I bet it's somebody we know who changed their name to Third Cage to be funny, and now we missed that joke in the Discord. We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see. All right, here's Deja Vu.
Do you ever get deja vu? Do you ever see it's true?
Deja vu, what'd you expect? Full-blown enemies with no regrets. Deja vu, how far'd you expect to go when you instigating in Chicago? I don't wanna go anymore. Y'all want me to get backdoored. Try to run it back, go overboard. Everybody knows that I got this. Oh, y'all know. There's nothing you can do. Guns for hands and they aimed at you. Everybody thinks that they bulletproof. What you saying? Big dog trying to run it back, but I ain't playing. Guns for hands, but I know they ain't playing. I'ma kill these bitches like I am a Super Saiyan. Yeah. 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 Deja vu, what'd you expect? Full-blown enemies with no regrets. Deja vu, how far'd you expect to go when you instigating in Chicago? I don't wanna go anymore. Y'all want me to get backdoored. Try to run it back, go overboard. Everybody knows that I got this. Oh, there's nothing you can do. Guns for hands and they aimed at you. Everybody thinks that they bulletproof. What'd you expect? Full-blown enemies with no regrets. Shots fired, everyone is dead. But I'm upset cause you ain't got head.
All right, that was Deja Vu by Saint. I really love the beat, although in the middle there it seemed to kind of just skip around a little bit and then pick back up. I love the beat. I agree with Primo over in the Kick Chat. I think you just need more confidence in the delivery. It feels very hesitant. Some parts, and then other parts is just like quiet and low and reserved. So like, we say this every now and then, not sure what your recording situation is, if you're just trying to be quiet because of roommates, parents, what have you, neighbors, yada, yada, yada. But you just have to find a pocket where you can like really belt out and give your full energy to it. That way we can hear those vocal inflections and it doesn't sound like you're just kind of like reading off the paper, like trying to keep it down but loud enough to record. I think there's potential here. Also, you kind of need to fill out some of the wording. There's some parts where it just didn't have enough words, so you're just kind of pacing yourself. But I feel like this is one of those things, if you refine it, retool it, come back and revisit it, it could work. Where it's at right now, I give it a 5. 4.5.
Yeah, I agree. It just sounds a little early, right? The confidence, the flow, it's not quite there. I think, we've all done the journey, right? And when I first started, I was literally reading off of a paper, quiet, because I didn't want my parents to hear. And I was like whispering into the mic. And then I got told I was whispering and sounding like I was reading. I was like, well, I am. So I went the opposite way. I just started shouting everything and just like, blah, blah, blah. Am I doing it? Am I projecting now that I'm shouting? And then it was like, well, no, that's crazy as well. Like, you have to kind of harness that and like use inflection strategically. And then, so you kind of settle into this middle ground. So I think you'll figure it out. And hopefully you can figure it out faster than I did. But yeah, it's like one of those things where you hear the song and it's just kind of the same tone. Like, people talk in different tones naturally. I'm going up and down as I'm saying my points. And when you lose that a little bit when you're reading. And so the trick is figuring out how to portray emotion with inflection and tone. That'll be the next step. I'll give it a 4. Cool beat though.
Yeah.
And I think he has a good rap voice once he figures out how to use it.
Yeah. Once you get that boost out of your voice, I'm sure it'll be solid. Here's Spaz with Keep Getting Up.
No. 16 hours on the couch. Nope. Can't believe Kelsey was a bum with me that whole time.
I'm proud of her. Tell her, like, you gotta let her know I'm proud of her, because that's right up my alley. Bumming it out.
Hell yeah. I found the perfect woman.
Jealous.
We're almost done with Sopranos.
Pop a perk, I'm giving in this how I live. Stay with my twin, don't call me bitch. Pass brother stick, say it again. The thing about Budo, I can't get enough. I wanna sleep, I keep getting up. I'm so lit, let's take one more sip. Feel my hip, you need to get tapping on God, this new age shit, these new age kicks. I got my kicks on stock X, why he talking? He cuffed this on chance. Feelings everyday rocker, what I rockin'. Shot, got them rocks, got feel not my rocker. Don't play, I'm not tryna rock it. 10mm converted with a stuff, I want supply. I don't like conversation, if it ain't paid to you later. Like, I don't speak my language, see, I don't peek my way then. I'm so lit, let's tell you all of it. Like, right town. I'm tryna find me a bitch. I know you see me when I pop out of some drip. Don't do nothing funny, don't be a twit. I listen to never been on a skip, but please don't push. I flip that script like what wrong with my flip that switch. When I switch, bro, that's it. If I hit a bro, you gon' sleep in a ditch. Better pray for your bro if a G in the hit. Turn my life, bitch, I'm just not. Like, who tryna die? Can't trust it. So be like one of a kind. My mama's when my pa just died. It's late, I'm talking up so I can sleep tonight. Right when I'm weak, I got a double creep tonight, yeah. I fuck up all the time, but I'm gonna get it right. And if I don't shit, I'm gonna keep on trying.
Right, that was Spaz with Keep Getting Up.
Spaz. Interesting. Like, the name alone makes me feel like this was, like, not one chosen by him, but like maybe by friends, family, teachers, somebody is like, oh, look at this little Spaz. He can't like sit down and like focus. And that's kind of what felt like this is like, I wish you just sat down and focused. Because like it almost felt like one long like paragraph of just like saying things. And I'll be honest, it sounded good. Like if you really focused on the like what you did, it sounded confident. It sounded like the melodies were there, like you were kind of like hitting these like talking melodies that like really worked. The issue was you have this insane filter on it that also has a low going the entire time. Like maybe for a chorus, like just kind of dipping in and out, like strategically, it could be cool. But instead, you have the most pared down beat, if you want to call it that. It's like banging
almost
on
like drumless, but it has like this deep synth on it the whole time.
Yeah, you got the synth going, and you got like the, you know, like the 1920s foily where they just shake the foil, like, like so. This little Spaz's cousin is just shaking foil in the background. He's like, "I'm a rap over this." So yeah, there's a lot that didn't make sense, and unfortunately, everything that you did should have made sense. Like I can tell the talent's there, but like just very strange choices as far as like the low effect you put on it, the kind of lack of a beat. I'm trying to say this like and not come off as a hater, because I think you still did your thing, kind of despite all of the self-imposed roadblocks and challenges you put on yourself. Strange, interesting, fun, but like could have been so much better. I give it a 7.
Yeah, the robot effect kind of just overpowered your vocal. Like there should have been a stronger lead vocal. That way we can really hear what you were saying better, rather than just having the robot effect just ever present. And it felt like the longer that the song went on, the more you kind of meandered lyrically. Like I definitely think the first half was way stronger than the last quarter for sure. It felt a little bit rushed at the end. But I think overall it was just an interesting listen, and with more polish and clarity, it could probably be more appreciated. I'll give it a 5. I don't hate it, but I'm just not drawn to it. Oh, shout out Primo over on Kick. Got you. All right. Primo's been hanging out with us over on the Kick channel. Got a song made yesterday, learned an auto-tune, 2 years in with making music. All right. Welcome to the Discord. Welcome to the show. We do this every Sunday, and then Wednesdays we do it for subscribers too. But we're every day on the Discord. But let's check this out. Here's I Need You.
I need you. I need you. I need you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I need you. Yeah, you know I can't get you on my mind. On my mind. It feels so right. Feels so right. Baby girl, you know you make me feel so right. So right. I need you. Baby girl, you on my mind. On my mind. When I'm with you, the stars align. Stars align. I can't forget about the times. Can't forget, no. Forever, baby, you and I. You and I hate when I call and the phone just hit decline. Hit decline. I'm just trying to talk, baby. Don't fuss and fight. No, no, no. Together, baby, you and I. When we combine, can't change my mind. I need you. Oh yeah, I need you. Late nights, I've been coasting through the city. You're the only one that ever really gets me. I need you, girl, more than I breathe. Pull up in the night, don't ever leave. Swear you touch, feel like lucid dreams. Candy lips and dopamine, got my lean, baby. You know what it means when I need you. Yeah, you know I can't get you on my mind. On my mind. It feels so right. Feels so right. Baby girl, you know you make me feel so right.
I need you. Oh yeah, I need you.
All right. That was Primo with I Need You. I think this was cool. I like the overall vibe of it. I would say as far as the auto tune, I don't mind it. Probably you can turn down the retune speed just a little bit so it doesn't sound like super robotic, but in the same sense, it kind of works where you have it. Just maybe a recommendation. I think the vocals are a little bit loud on the beat. Overall, it's just very sharp in the ears, especially when you have the auto tune turned all the way up. It just sounds like very harsh. And then the only other thing that I would say, it just seems like some parts, like mostly in the hook, but just some parts, like the timing is like a millisecond either ahead or behind where the tempo of the beat is. And I'm not sure if that's just, latency in the recording or what happened there, but like especially on like the hook where you're like, I need you, and then you have that counter, need you, that counter came in and it felt like slightly delayed. So just go back and see if that's like matching up with the tempo, the BPM of the beat. But overall, I think it's a cool song. I think just like little bit of touch ups here and there, it would be done. I'll give it a 7.5 for where it's at. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I'm kind of at the same place. Like, I think the biggest thing that I was going to mention was the vocals being a little bit loud, and with the amount of auto-tune, it really does kind of make it a little sharp to hear. So putting that further into the beat, I think will help a lot. Other kind of suggestions or things to think about is like, I'd be interested to hear more runs, right? Like if I was like to say, okay, how could the song be better? You had that I need you, and like you could put stuff in the background to kind of like do counter melodies in the back. You could like need you, like kind of go up and down a little bit more. It felt like just kind of a little simple in that way of just kind of two noted. And then kind of similarly with the lyrics, I think it did its job, but I wanted a little bit more detail out of the writing. Like, why do you need her? What's so special about her? Like when you're talking about riding through the city, that's a fun memory. What'd you guys do? Did you go out for sushi? Like, what do you guys like to do together? You one of those picnic couples? One of those fucking weirdos? Pack some cheese and crackers and go sit under a fucking tree? Or do you like to go to the barcade and then slam ciders while shooting Time Crisis baddies? Something to think about. But overall, I think this is a strong, only 2 years in, this is great. So I'll give you props where props is due. Sounds cool. And I think that, as far as growth, you got a great baseline to go from. I'll give it a 7.
Are you anti-Picnic?
I'm pro Picnic if somebody else packs it. I'm not. I'm never going to pack a Picnic. Don't tell Kelsey.
Let me text her right now.
No, fuck that.
No. That was a good callback though when you said shooting some Time Crisis. Man, I haven't gone to the arcade and played some Time Crisis in a while. It's always a staple.
Dude, it is. I've played Time Crisis 2 enough where like I can pretty much do it on one entry.
Show
that life. Yeah, no big deal. One of my favorite videos is like there was a guy who had both Time Crisis guns and was using both feet, and he was using both sides and kind of like showing off. And they're like, "Oh my god, it's Jason Bourne."
I'd watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Dino Crisis. Yeah, that's another good one. What was the other one? House of the Dead or
House of the Dead was huge.
Yeah. Those are the arcade staples.
My arcade staple, because everything had the pistols, right? Until Carnival. That gave you a shotgun, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I begged my parents for like a Carnival physical arcade game. And luckily they never gave in to my, childish tantrum. Because, like, as much as I love that game, you think of the games that you've paid $50 for and gave up within a day. I'd be fucking bored of Carnival within a day.
I don't know. I've been wanting to get like one of the little arcade pop-ups and put here in my office. Like, I don't know whether I just get rid of my recording booth and retire, or I move some of my work stuff and pop it in the corner. But I kind of want an arcade just for the nostalgia.
The nostalgia's great, but it's going to be a decoration. Just get used to the fact that it's going to be decoration.
They do have some of the ones where you can put like multiple games on it as long as like the controls are similar. So you're not just locked into, you can only play Street Fighter 2, from 1995. So I might look and get one of those rather than just like, I can only play Time Crisis. And as soon as I finish the game, I'm like, okay, what next?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is like you have to get the ones that's like, okay, unlimited games. But even then, like, let's be honest, using a controller is much more fun than slamming on the arcade buttons. It's just harder to control the buttons, I think. So if I was gonna game, let's like, okay, the next hour is gaming, I'd rather do it on a console.
I agree. I think the one appeal of the arcade is like the harder you slam on the buttons, the more aggressive people know that you are. When you're like you can kind of get it with like when somebody's like shaking their controller, but when you're like you're mashing on the buttons on the arcade, everybody knows, he's serious right now. He's heated.
He's into it.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Lurio, Duck Hop 4. Lurio is the guy, if I'm not mistaken, who's always in the voice chat, and he has the Lego avatar. He uses his video camera and he talks along, and the Lego is talking to you.
I remember that. Yeah.
All right, let's see what he's been up to. 24 seconds. Hey, Lurio. Oh.
Yeah. What? Quack, quack, motherfucker. Don't smoke that quack. Quack.
You know what?
I love it.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. If we didn't have the Square Up going on right now where like the bye weeks create the intro song, I would immediately put this as the intro music to the show.
Bro,
I'm
so
I'm downloading it. It's on my computer now. 10.
Look, from the technical aspects, 10. Fuck that. It's a 10, baby. Quack, 10. Quack, baby. Let's go. 10. That's a bangingest duck track.
I'm looking at my little soundboard right now. Something's getting replaced with some quack sounds from this. Look, I mean, it doesn't take much to like. Good music is good music. We say this all the time. Like, this doesn't have to be like overly complicated. It has a nice bass line. It says Duck Hop 4, so I expected there to be some quacks in it, and it worked. 10.
I gotta be honest. This gotta be a Swag Lean song. Swag Lean, if you're still in the chat, this is for you.
I can only imagine what he would do with that. All right, next up, Wyatt Tone, Take It to the Grave. Oh, got a lot of comments on this one. I feel like I know how this will sound. Yep.
Take it to the grave. I don't need a brain, I just need a lean. Prescription pills on a nightstand for me. Look back on my list about once they try him. I just fly in the sky, bitch, I'm him. They say they like the way I sign, yeah, they ride dick. Bitch, I don't cry, you were proud of the way you saw, bitch. He said to open and I signed when I opened it. Don't even try, I can't lie, I'm the kid. My money try, but I don't try, that's why my pocket's rich. This ain't good feathers, you could end up in a fucking ditch. Pull up it deep, and I got my mouth with a switch.
Easy for me. This is a 4. The vocals are just muffled, and even where Primo had his auto tune, this is like egregiously more worse. It's just overly auto tuned. It's just a 4 from me. I just think the vocals are way too muffled and present, and it doesn't give me warm fuzzies in my belly. I'm not sure if all those comments are bots or whatever, but I kind of expected that once I saw that.
I wonder. I mean, that's kind of a separate conversation, but I was just like, I wonder what people get out of like having fake profiles comment on their SoundCloud songs. You know what I mean?
It's
like
ego.
But if you know they're fake, does it really boost your ego? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
It's kind of like writing a love letter to yourself and then telling everyone at school, like, oh, my girlfriend, she goes to another school. Look what she wrote me. It's like, you're not boosting your own ego with your own penned love letter. That's what it is. The girl goes to another school. All right. Dope beat. The vocals, as soon as they came in, like, it's just, you could tell the quality was off, right? Like, I think I even made like a little scrunchy face. I was like, oh, fuck, that's not how I wanted it to sound. So the effects you put on it kind of initially just immediate kind of gut punch. I think if the vocals were a little bit more present, a little bit more natural, that it could have landed better, but just it wasn't that. So I'll give it a 3.
All right, next up, Yapper. Memo.
Shut your yapper.
Yapper up.
It's like such a drunken uncle thing to say.
Shout out to drunken uncles. Keeping the kids in line.
Drunkles. Is this forever? Is this forever?
Just walk up to Kelsey and say that right now. Is this forever?
Yes. Holy Casio keyboard, Batman.
Some good keyboarding.
Good keyboarding. What is it about these sounds that just turn me off?
I feel like it's just common.
One minute in, we have a switch up.
No. But hold on. I got you.
Coming back in with the little keys.
Give me some more Casio. I could use a little bit more right now.
Want that Casio in my life.
Casio. Oh, drums.
Did he beat the shit out of Casio?
But she still got paid.
Get that money, girl. Take that prostitute dick. Shout out.
No shout out to
Me and you.
What a scum. Just thinking about Diddy's whole aura. What a scum.
Scum era. The scum aura.
Yeah. Scum. All right. I think we heard enough here.
Yeah.
I think I'll say this. I think it's well composed and arranged. The sound selection, though, it just feels very amateur. I think that's the negative aspect of this is the sounds are not, they don't feel like they're refined and they're polished. But I think that the way that you arranged it and everything was good. So I'll meet you in the middle and I'll give it a 5. If it was just totally different sounds that I didn't feel like I could just pick up a keyboard and play myself, I would give it a 7. And I think that's the that's the tell of like, is this different and does this stand out as like the sound selection and then the how you mix things. But I just feel like the sounds are very amateurish, even if the arrangement is a little bit more intermediate. So I give it a 5.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part, man. Is like I can tell this person can play the shit out of the keyboard. You know, this person is a very good keyboardist, has all the talent for that aspect. I cannot. However, unfortunately, it does sound, because of the sound selection, it sounds like anyone can pick up a keyboard off the street and just start slamming on it and make that. And I know that's not true, right? There's a lot that goes into the music theory of it. Let's pull out the energy, let's come back in and slowly build with the piano, and oh, here's some drums now. But because it's like, oh shit, literally took a piano from the store, plugged a microphone into it, and started like, playing the keys. Like you gotta, change from whatever the first piano track in Fruity Loops is, because I just holistically unpleasant while objectively very talented. And it did you a disservice, the sound selection, because that took a lot of talent, which sounded like it didn't.
Yeah.
I'll give this one a 3.
Yodakari, man, what have you been up to? Haven't heard from you in a while. You still making music? Or you just hanging out with us today?
Yo!
Miss your sing songs.
I miss your sing songs.
What's up? Appreciate
you.
You
Casio?
I had a Casio growing up. I remember it vividly. It had the drum buttons were teal. It had 5 little teal buttons, and I'd play my little drums on it.
My little drums.
Oh, we got some Yodakari in the queue. I'm all right. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Next up, Taliban Spoicy. That's spicy with an O. Spoicy. Here is KND Nodding Off.
Urbana cash, Urbana shit. Took a little pic, then hit it. I'ma work it hard, then see it. They gon' see it all, they gon' see it, they gon' see it all, they gon' see the cash. Go be on top of Westwood, go be on top of Westwood, double B's on top of Westwood. Double B's on top of Westwood. Hey, go screaming what's good. Hey, go screaming 6 and 9. VS screaming 804. In New York screaming 100 to my legs, bro. Read the language, you get paralyzed. Inside, once vandalized. Read the language, you get paralyzed. Read the language, finna paralyzed. Leave my sleep out of music. 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 With a kid and dog, smoke a loud, making that real enough. With a kid and dog, so I got all the nigga hit a time. All the bitches paralyzed. Sorry, season hoe giving jobs. Every day for leading night die. Too many drugs, I've been not enough. For the stupid, you know we been not enough. Show out people, got everything. Show out for my bitch, shawty heaven sent. Urbana pay, Urbana shit, Urbana cash, Urbana shit. Took a little pic, then hit it. I'ma work it hard, then see it. They gon' see it all.
killing it dough. We the killing it dough. Killing it dough. We the killing it dough.
All right, that was Spoicy with KND.
Big size. Look, this. Here's the funny part: is I bet you this person gets a lot of compliments. I bet in their life they show their music and all their friends hype them up. Maybe they go on to review shows, pay X amount of money, and then people hype them up. I don't know. Like, to me, this just sounds like generic. Anything else, like anybody could do this, right? With the right equipment and the right like auto tune, anyone can do this. And that's unfortunate because I think you can do better. Honestly, like, you have a good sounding voice, you have a good sound in general. I wanted more, like lyrically there was nothing there. Like, it was well produced and it had a vibe, but like empty calories, right? Just felt like anyone could kind of redo this song. And I'll just go back to what I said, and I'll keep saying it. Details make good writing, right? Be unique, be creative, talk in specifics, and your song will hit a lot harder and reach a lot more people. Good sounding song, but very generic. I'll give it a 5.
I just couldn't make out anything that was said other than like 3 phrases. There was like "show off my bitch" and like a couple others. Everything else just sounded like inaudible garble with auto-tune on it.
A lot of auto-tune.
Yeah, it wasn't really the auto-tune that threw me off. It's just the fact that the lack of clarity. I could not understand anything that was being said. And I get it. I saw somebody make a comment yesterday on Twitter where they're like, artists today or listeners today seem to appeal more to like the auto-tuned harmonic songs because they can't sing as powerful as an actual singer. And I think that's like a cop-out, right? Because nobody ever stopped us growing up from singing along with Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross. Like,
nobody saw the tapes.
Nobody stops you from like singing along with your favorite singers just because you can't sing. I feel like it's a cop out to say that like people enjoy this kind of music more because they can, they don't have to be a full-blown singer to sing along with it. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a disservice to yourself as an artist to like half-ass it, right? And I'm not saying that this song was half-assed, like Bird said. I mean, there's a level of talent here, but I feel like it's just lost in the lack of like being understood. And maybe it's just me. It could be just my opinion, but I appreciate it less when I don't know what's being said. And let me distinctly say that, like, even if I listen to foreign music, like if I listen to K-pop or if I listen to Spanish music, I can hear the words, like, but knowing that this is in full,
understand them, but you can hear the words.
Right. Knowing this is in full English and being only able to name like 8 words out of it, I feel like, how can I appreciate it? So for me, this is like a 3, even though it sounds cool. All right. We got a tip from the Fallen Dove.
Shout out, Dove. It's cracking, playa. Yeah, I think of kind of like what you were saying is like, the auto-tune, it does feel like a bit of a new age crutch a little bit. And like, I can tell already, like, this person has something here. And I wish instead of going down the path of like, let's just slap, 1,000 pounds of makeup on this pig, like, let's focus on like, how do we make the best use out of this pig? Like, how do we, fully homestead, and how do we start farming? You know, I think once you focus on the craft and like, you know, making that as good as can be, then you can kind of selectively dip into like auto tune and some of those other like production elements when you can kind of do it strategically and say, here's why I'm doing it, versus like, I'm just going to say whatever, put a bunch of auto tune on it, and now it sounds like everything else. Like I'm doing what I have heard before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like there's a difference between sounding cool and being cool. And a lot of music these days, it sounds cool, but it actually isn't very cool when you like carve away all the added elements to make it sound cool. Like, is this song really cool at the end of the day? Like, it'd be like the difference between us like taking the vocals from Casanova's songs and just throwing auto-tune on it. Like, at the end of the day, it's still a cool song. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a cool song. It might sound cooler if there's auto-tune on it. It might not. But that's what I'm saying here is strip away all the effects. Is this still a cool song? I don't think so. And that's kind of where I fall on it, is like, I can get by with, you know, people overdoing effects, and I can say, okay, that's a plugin. You can turn it on and off. But the core of what's there, there's nothing for me. All right, here's Fallen Dove, The Storm, interlude.
I've been doing all this shit to impress you, in the hopes that I can hug and undress you. I'm always the issue, I've been trying to bless you. You think I need God to be holy, says you. The rain falls my face like a kiss from under space. Thunder levels giving chase, I run the storm, I can't escape. Hairs up, getting struck today, trying to duck out the way. Wait, why do I need to wait to drag me to a rainy place? Girl, I hate to be the one to hate, I have to inform, but you've darkened my song with your clouds from your storm. Real sick tires screeching on a dash, I live fast, we on a sea for make me clean, I can't get past, I need a new tire. The rain falls my face like a kiss from under space. Thunder levels giving chase, I run the storm, I can't escape. Hairs up, getting struck today, trying to duck out the way. Wait, why do I need to wait to drag me to a rainy place? The rain falls my face like a kiss from under space. Thunder levels giving chase, I run the storm, I can't escape. Hairs up, getting struck today, trying to duck out the way. Wait, why do I need to wait to drag me to a rainy place? Dripping wet, I'm shivering cold, tripping, you never listen, ho. Close your night to make me choke, ducking strikes till I grow old. Weather's never clearing, promises I'm always fearing. My end is always near an ill, half L cheering. Yo, cats, to say I want to give a quick shout out to my brother from another mother cruise. Thank you so much for your support, supporting me during my whole performance thing on prom day. And I just want to give a shout out to Brinley too. Thank you for being my biggest fan and always supporting me. And I appreciate all your support, like, you know, from you and your friends. And I hope this album just makes you happy too. And shout out Steven as well. Know you're a real one. And I hope you're doing good. Alright, I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoy this album for real.
That was The Storm interlude by The Fallen Dove. I like that this wasn't just washed away in plugins and effects like we were just talking about. And it does, when you don't do like the half singing, half songy stuff, it does bring out your inflections in your voice a little bit more. Like, I can hear a little bit better in this song as opposed to some of the songs where you're trying to like half sing it. I feel like it kind of what we were saying, I think it was last week, is it kind of just goes back to writing a little bit. Like some of the word choices can lead to better structured lines, but all in all, I don't think this is bad. I think there's just like slight pockets for improvement. I'll give it a 5.
I agree. I think I like the natural voice more. still struggling to kind of execute, right? We're still struggling on how to kind of sound natural and comfortable over the beat. That's one of those things where I really want to figure out how to help you. And I just keep thinking back on like persuasive speech YouTubes. You know what I mean? Like, because they talk about inflection and tone. Really, it's inflection and tone that are the biggest downfalls for any of your music, because it feels like you're kind of either using unnatural inflections or you're only doing one tone. Like, it just doesn't sound natural. At the same time, it feels like there's elements where you're kind of expressing yourself louder. And so it's like steps up. I don't know. Some are better than others. It's still a work in progress. Where this song is, I'll give it a 4.
All right. And then he had another tip. This one is To the Moon with Sir Napkin. Is this featuring Sir Napkin, or you're going to the moon with Sir Napkin?
I love that name.
Hey, yeah, I just wanna fly. Yeah, I just wanna fly with you. Yeah, I just wanna fly with you. Yeah, hey. No one wants me dead, yet I all hear my head alone, no coping with death, breathing slow on my bed. Banded by God left, so I pray to stars instead. I light a victim of theft, so now the dark keep me fed. I look into those eyes, cut off introverted ties. I don't wanna die, but I'm afraid of life. Arms wide, embrace the light, gritted teeth, live with might. I wanna fly with you, I wanna shine, shine with me, girl, you shine. I look again in the mirror, eyes full of sins and tears. Yeah, I'm soulless and I feel fear. I know, so I wanna disappear. And when the sky's gone, and you're better off, the moon fall. Days are long, astral flowers brush it off. Clip my wings, embrace the fall. Crashing down, I bleed it all. My peace was what I saw, then I hear a sparrow call. I made an angel sweep, cause I saw my flames that creep. Now I love a big sleep, let me be at peace on the creek. Love for that flow so lead, left the place you hold me fly. So I can die with you, go to the moon so I can fly with you. I just wanna fly with you, ayy, ayy. I just wanna fly with you, I wanna shine with you, I wanna die with you. Every night, let's fly through the sky and we chase the clouds, yeah, let's go.
I just wanna fly with you. Know it's been a minute, won't get high with you. I know she wanna kiss me, know she dying too. Tell me is it love, tell me is it love, girl. I've been out, trying to get my best, girl. She a fan, I told her bitch relax, girl. I can give you whatever you need. I can take your ass overseas, take your ass anywhere. You don't really know me, bitch, I know you don't care. She like knocking, what you doing? She like knocking, where the fuck you been? No, I've been chillin', I've been counting on my bands. I've been fucking hoes, I've been doing shows. Lying, I ain't never did a show before. Shawty wanna run, shawty wanna fuck. Shawty know I'm here, shawty know we us.
Oh my god. I've been doing shows. I did not mind. Fucking what?
Yeah.
This is another great example of like slap on a bunch of effects, but what? You know, we were just talking about that. I will say that the effects, sure, there was some tweaks to do, but they sounded okay. Yeah. Bless me. Like, I didn't mind the singing part, and I didn't even mind like the kind of auto-tuning aspect of it. I think that like both layers like didn't need to be the same volume. The second layer probably needs to be turned down, like from a technical standpoint. And like it's another one. It's like sounds good, but what are you fucking saying? You know, I've been doing shows. No, I haven't.
No, I haven't. I'm just lying. I'm doing shows.
Then don't say it. You know, like there's no reason, there's no purpose to say I did a thing. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. No, like, okay, make up your mind. If you're gonna lie, just lie confidently. The first part, Dove, I think you sounded like production wise sounded pretty decent. I think there's still some delivery parts where it's like you're rushing to get these lines in, and maybe that would help with like a punch in. I'm not sure exactly your process for recording, but it did feel like you rushed some of those lines. So on the ending rhymes, it just kind of came off as like quick. And then like right as it went into the chorus, the flow fell off almost completely timing wise. But it did feel like maybe you were a little more comfortable on here, just kind of the timing was a little off. This one I'll give a 5. Not the worst ever.
We were talking about this. Bird mentioned this earlier. I feel like you're in that era where you used to record quiet and low, and now you've progressed to this era where you're not necessarily yelling, but you're saying things loudly, and it doesn't feel like the natural speech elements. Like at the end of the previous track, when you're talking and you're giving your shout outs in your normal voice here, that felt like the voice that you should be making songs in. But where you're at right now, you're like a notch above that, to where you're like forcefully saying everything like almost unnecessarily. So like I feel like you need to bring not necessarily the energy, but like the level at which you're trying to project, like backtrack just a little bit, like just do it like you were having a conversation. Like when you're giving your shout outs at the end of the storm and you're just talking, that's the way that you should be delivering your music, and not just like da 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 da. Like you're putting too much emphasis on things to where it now impacts how the delivery actually sounds and the feeling of the track. And I agree with Bird. I mean, I didn't mind the second verse from Sir Napkin. Is just like when you start to say silly things, then I tend to take it less serious, unless like you've established that this is who you are. And I don't really know Sir Napkin's music to know whether he's a swag lean or not. But you know, when you say I've been doing shows, I've been fucking hoes, I'm lying, I haven't done any shows. Okay, now I'm retracting my perception of you to I shouldn't take this serious. So I don't know what to do with that. I'll give this a 4. I feel like this was slightly less polished than the previous track, but in the same ballpark. All right. Back up into the queue. Damn, we got a lot today. All right. Diego Ferrari.
Oh, go fast.
What? Cargo fast. I get the gist of this. I like it. I think from the Tagamis and some of the other routine beat posters that aren't Noir or Kenny, I think this is probably like upper echelon level. I think the quality is very good. Maybe some of the levels could be like slightly adjusted, but I just think overall I like this beat. Like if I was going through a whole bunch of beats and I couldn't find anything, this would be something that I would use to kind of keep the rust off and just keep me going. I'll give this a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this is in the top tier. I think this is like a good kind of, I don't want to call it a generic beat because I think there were things done here that were really smart, that are very subtle, that a lot of people like just starting out wouldn't know to do. And sometimes the smartest and most complex thing is to take a thing and make it sound simple. So props on this. I think this is a pretty fun beat. I'll give her an 8.
Ricky, we're gonna go until we listen to everything that is in the queue before I closed it.
We just go from top to bottom. Tops to bottoms, baby.
Next up, Moo Memories.
Moo.
Mew, maybe?
You.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. Ooh. And I know you taste this a little bit. High maintenance. Ooh. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. Blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck that, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good game, I'll be sorry. They say conversation, rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. Every time I write the
Okay, I get it. I mean, you got a beat and then you got Kendrick Lamar, Poetic Justice in the background. If you're showing off your beat, if you're showing off your ability to remix, the vocals need to be louder. If you're just showing off your beat, I didn't need Kendrick Lamar playing subtly in the background. I think the beat is okay. Maybe the keys are a little bit loud, but I like the beat. And I think it lines up well with the song. It's just the mix is off. So, I mean, I'll give it a 7. I think the beat's fine. I think the presentation needs work.
I agree. I know it's a thing producers love to do, is like, see what someone could do with this beat I made? Here's a sampling of a rapper that I pulled from YouTube on 56K lossy format, where it sounds like shit. Let me bury it in the beat, and you just hear in the background while my beat plays. Do you like it? Fucking no. Stop it. Bad. Like, you don't need it. In fact, as an artist, as I'm listening for beats, that's the last thing I need, is somebody else's song that was already done to perfection remixed, and now you're confused. You're like, oh, here's what it sounded like in this section when he said that. As well as, like, it doesn't eliminate, but it kind of like fills in the blanks, which otherwise could have been filled with me imagining cadences or writing rhymes to this if I was interested to it. So I'd just say cool beat. Wish it didn't have a lower vocaled Kendrick Lamar on it. I thought, like, for me, there was something kind of sharp with the snares. Felt like the snares were a little loud on your beat, but otherwise I kind of liked it a lot. I'll give it an 8 for where it's at.
All right. Next up, AB Duel, Tsunami.
What are the odds about
I
like
know they say when you niggas expected, moving too different, so I had to switch it. I took a minute to focus on stacking, cause me and the money made a coalition. So many women asking me to visit, I'm like, then I ain't trying to kick it. Cut off the women that asking too much of me, pretty face, personality, ugly, trying to fuck. And she talking about cuddling, girl, I'm chubby, so I know that I'm snuggly. But you should know I ain't trying to cuff. I hit her once and for me that's enough. Ain't met a pretty face that I could trust.
I need more. No, I get stuck cause I'm stacking these bands from the floor. If it ain't money that's calling, I'm gonna ignore. I got a bitch and she's sweeter than candy, of course. Yeah. I need you to, I mean, pockets like it, got me. Need a girl, got me. I need you to, I mean, pockets like it, got me. Need a girl, got me.
I know they say once you niggas expect it, push to the side and been highly neglected. Talk to my back and I'll never forget it. Run that shit back like we starring intended. Now you saying that ain't what you intended. Don't give a fuck, little nigga, you said it.
I can relate, but just know I'm a dead.
Everything that I do, man, I do it intentional.
Did I forget to mention?
I got a couple of hoes I invest in.
After careful reassessment,
I decided against reinvestment.
if she ain't got that water retrenchment,
Need a kitty that's like a refreshment.
leave my mouth smelling better than breath mint. I need you to, I mean, pockets like it, I mean, need a girl, got me. I need you to, I mean, pockets like it, I mean, need a girl, got me. I need more. No, I get stuck cause I'm stacking these bands from the floor. If it ain't money that's calling, I'm gonna ignore. I got a bitch and she's sweeter than candy, of course. Yeah. I need you to, I mean, pockets like it, I mean, need a girl, got me. I need you to, I mean, pockets like it, I mean, need a girl, got me. I need.
Right, that was by AB Duel. I like this. I think that the parts where you performed it like in a lower register, the talking ish parts were a little bit loud volume wise. Maybe overall just the vocals are a little bit loud, but I definitely think that the spoken parts were a little bit too loud for how they were sounding. They just sounded way in front of the mix. But overall, a cool song. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite AB Duel song, but it's not a bad song. Like you're super consistent in that aspect. I'd probably appreciate it more on like a second or third listen is how I would phrase this. I still give it an 8.
Fuck. I love AB Duel songs, but this one didn't hit for me. I'll just say that, like, from a technical standpoint, everything's there. It sounds good. This is another one where it's like, it feels like empty calories to me. You know what I mean? Like, what are we saying here? The chorus, I felt like it wasn't really that catchy in the same way that I'm used to. And it almost felt like the chorus came in a little early. You know what I mean? Like, what does it say? On me, tsunami. There's that part where the beat kind of feels the same as the verses. So it's like, maybe you can call it a bridge to the chorus or, you know, but it felt like you were doing chorus things, which is like creating this ami cadence without a backing of the instrumental to really be like, look how special this is, right? So it almost felt like the last fourth of your verse was just kind of repeating yourself. And it sounds super negative. I don't mean it to, because it's still well produced. I just thought lyrically there wasn't much there, and it sounded good, but you know, heavy effects. This one didn't hit me the same way that some of the others did, but I'll still give this objective 8.
Yeah, that 100%. That's exactly how I felt. It's like, I don't know that I necessarily like this, but objectively, it's still well put together.
Yeah. Dad, can I get some weed?
Next up, Shadows. This is You.
Are we hearing this recorded through his monitors?
Maybe.
You know what I mean? He's like, all right, I got this song. Play. Records with his iPhone to the speaker. Yeah, this is actually an iPhone recording of a speaker.
It's tickling my ears. Here it comes.
Okay. Took a while to get there, but here we are.
That was Shadows with You.
Here's the deal, Shadows. The initial minute you had leading up to it was insane. I get it now that I've heard it through, but it took too long to come in. Please, for the love of God, don't make us listen to the iPhone recording of the initial track for that long again. I'd say just cut it down to 4 bars, 4 initial bars before the energy comes in. Once the energy kicked in, I think it was dope. I liked the 808s. I liked the sounds, the electronic, all that shit kind of worked together. The one kind of technical piece that I found myself wishing was I wish the kicks were a little harder. And there was something about that snare choice where I was like, I wish it was just a little different, maybe a reverb to the snare or something. But if there was just slightly harder drums, I think it would have complemented the a lot of electronic stuff going on. This was let's call it a 7.8 for me.
Yeah, the little change up, which I guess was the hook section or whatever at a minute 14, minute 10. I don't know that I was really a fan of that section because the drums seemed at a different key, at a higher key that was out of place to me. But I liked everything else. Maybe some of the sounds could be balanced out with lowering the volume of some of the tones in the melody. But I think everything else worked. It was a good listen. I'll give it a 7.5. All right. Next up, Catalyst. Looks like
Larry Bird, that guy.
Larry Bird guy. Okay.
Bird guy.
Been a big dog, stepped in, no leash. If you talk wild, better bark up a tree. Move with the hands, but I rap too mean. Let the pen talk slick, but the soul stay clean. I don't beg, I
Have we
build.
heard this before, or is this just a noir beat that I've heard more of?
What's it say? Then I just follow his effortlessly. Turn a whisper to a chant with the ease of a breeze. I ain't loud, I'm precise, got the hush of a king. When I rap, it's a prayer, when I drop, it's a swing. Everybody's sitting when this bitch hits the streams. They was sleeping, now they scrolling through my old shit all amazed. Saying, damn, how did he slide like that this early in the game? Ain't no gimmicks, just a pen and a feeling I trust. Been busting my ass, no stopping for months. You could never keep up, you been stuck in the mix in the mud. 20,000 leagues and you stuck in the sea. Couldn't be me, I'm on top, big C. Reppin' the street, fourth on the sign, but we first on the scene. 4th Street. I'm Da Vinci with the mic, blueprints in the verse. I'll find a way to fly, all these verbs getting hurt. Turn a cipher to a sermon, watch the gift to get cursed. Amen. Step in my way and get murked. Triple threat, I could do it myself. Top of my game, I've been swimming in wealth. Up, down, left, right, cheat code, I'm living real well. One thing about me is I've always worked hard. Plans never change when you push them this far. Even when it storms, I won't drop the ball. But I've been weathered, hardened by the wind. Sanded by the water, I'm just focused on the win. Never clouded by the then, I just do it for my kin. And when I reach the top,
Catalyst with a little self-hate in the chat.
Yeah, bitch, I'll do it all again. Yeah.
Positive affirmations,
Maybe I'll do it all again. Move like chess, but talk like jazz. Remember my step, gotta bop that last. Still in the gut like a vinyl groove. Slide on the beat like I'm built to soothe. Got the mic like shh, but the words still slap. Even my drafts got a Spotify stat, and I ain't even post yet. But the beat real nice, let me hold that. Your girl look right, let me post that. Got a side piece like the rice clean. I squinted like she looking at light beams. Windows tinted and a daddy wanna fight me. Oh well, oh swell, I'll take my leave and go to hell. But couldn't tell her where I'm at, cause I've been working off the map. Off the mat. I'm cold with a heater like a flame in the freezer. You might have luck, but I don't really need her. Beat the kitty up, hope she don't call Peter. Track at the charts like it's Mona Lisa. I don't sink, I swim. When I race, I win. With the pace on 10, got my wrists on bend. Won't pay no rent with no lame bitch unless she brings some friends. Yeah, everybody talking about 10,000 hours, just a master they craft. Looking like a clean fight to me when I fumble through my drafts. Soon to be the greatest ever to be. One thing about me is I've always worked hard. Plans never change when you push them this far. Even when it storms, I won't drop the ball. But
is that the hook?
Hardened by the wind, sanded by the water. I'm just focused on the win. Never clouded by the threat. I could well. One thing about me is I've always worked hard. Plans never change when you push them this far. Even when it storms, I won't drop the ball. But I've been weathered, hardened by the wind, sanded by the water. I'm just focused on the win. Never clouded by the then. I just do it for my kin. And when
I don't like the timing of the hook. It feels off. Like it just off. You're just rambling. And you're not matching the tempo in that aspect. I mean,
and even though the drums drop out, there's still a tempo to it.
There's still a tempo to it, in which you can turn the metronome on if you can't quite grasp the tempo because it's just strings playing in the background. But that just feels like you just, at first, when I first heard it, I thought you were kind of doing like an interlude in the middle of the track. And then when you brought it back at the end, I'm like, okay, that's definitely the hook because I've heard that before. I don't know if you're just like, nitpicking at yourself when you say you low-key hate the song. But if you are being serious, I could see a perspective where you got to the second verse and you lost a little bit of motivation and the focus kind of wavered off the trail a little bit. I think that your delivery in the verses is strong. Maybe the topic or the beat didn't quite grasp you to kind of like nail it all the way from start to finish. So I think start with the hook. Like if you can clean up that hook and make it work, maybe something more melodic, or at least do that on beat, and then see how you feel about it after that. I think that'll go a long way, because right now the hook is the weakest part of this track, just because you're just doing whatever. Where it's at, I'll give it a 6.5. It didn't grasp me, and I think that the biggest part of that outside of the hook was just the second verse didn't feel very strong.
Yeah, I think there's parts where you sound really good in the pockets, like when you're delivering and you're just talking your shit. Like I think there's parts of this that work really well, but like Dice said, like the hook just completely off. And there was a few times in some of the verses as well where it's like feels like the writing, you just had a little bit too many words for the time signature to confidently deliver it. And that's kind of the difference, is like making sure that you're able to confidently say each individual word. And if you're sacrificing the confidence in the delivery in order to rush every word in, then that's where you look at rewriting. You know, that's where you're like, okay, what can I take out? Usually there's like an article or two, or like a different word. Maybe you use a 2-syllable word instead of a 3. Like that's where the QA process comes in on the writing. So I'd just say like the flow needs to be improved in parts, and I think you know which parts those are. I'll give it a 5.
Freestyle and then drag in parts you want to use.
That's a way to do it. And again, like I'll give props where props are due. Like I think there's certain people that can just like step in, freestyle, and make something serviceable. You know, it's like there's certain people where you're like, all right, I know this is a freestyle, but it sounds good enough. Like they're confidently saying the shit and the beat's cool. All right, good. I will say though, I think it's universal. If you just took the time to write, which is a different skill, it's a different, muscle. If anyone just took the time to write, I think it would be stronger in general.
Yeah.
You really have to be up on your QA process if you're going to freestyle shit. You really have to make sure what you're saying makes sense and isn't goofy as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, this has nothing to do with Catalyst. I'm just not convinced on the whole freestyle method of recording. I've heard the argument that it's more efficient because, you're not wasting time writing things down. But I'd argue that, I guess I could see it from the perspective of if you like record a line at a time and you go back to it and then you kind of clean it all up. Sure, you're not writing in that aspect. You're capturing it as a vocal note. I just don't know that it is the best form of crafting music all the time, maybe just some of the time. But again, that has nothing to do with Catalyst. That's just me thinking.
Yeah, just in general, I think it's an efficient way to get in and make a music. Could the music be better if you wrote it down? Could more creativity come if you put some thought into what you're saying? Absolutely. I argue that like all of it could be more creative, like the rhyme patterns, right? If you're just saying whatever rhyme patterns come to your head and having to figure out what to say, how to say it, in what timing to say it, that's a lot of things to figure out on the fly, you know? Whereas like I write all my shit ahead of time. By the time I step in that studio, I already know exactly the timing, exactly the inflections. I know exactly what's going to happen. So I have 1 hour of time to do that in. I'm going to get that done in 45 minutes with 15 minutes to mix.
Yeah. Next up, Hi the Gammy. I still don't know how the hell to pronounce this. Hit the Gammy, Hi the Gam, hit he Gammy. I don't know. I just know the music sounds good, and this is Hyde featuring Martino.
Hit that Gammy.
Whatever.
Gam, is that you, Pap? Oh.
After the night get out of here, 'cause we're all in a maze, doomed to disappear. Try to reach the center, even though there's no way out, but you already know. How am I feeling so great? All I did was just hide away. Now that you have what you wanted, how do you feel? Satisfied or not? After the night, you will be the day, and after the rain, you will be the sun. What can I be?
All right, that was Hide by Hidegami featuring Martino. This is weird for me because something about this just didn't draw me in, although it sounds okay at the end of the day. Yeah, I agree, Ray. I feel like it was just kind of boring at parts. I think the hook was probably the highlight for me. Just like the other aspects of it, I just found myself kind of like zoning out on it. And rather than me being drawn in by the music, I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm spacing out on this. I can't quite pinpoint what it is. Maybe it's the tone of the vocals, like they're just kind of like a lull and they're not really just performed powerfully. But something about this kind of like it comes off as rude. I don't mean this in a rude way. It's like a snooze fest to me. It's just like, all right. But it sounds quality when I just sit back and I think about it. So I'll objectively give it like a 7.5. I can't quite pinpoint what it is about this track, but it just didn't excite me at all. It just like, it felt like a mellowed down version of Maroon 5 music.
Yeah, I know what you mean. 4 minutes and 23 seconds is entirely too long for this. And there were sections I figured we could cut out, right? I think one of the ones, my least favorite parts was when they said something about the rain. Like there was like the piano section, dun, 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 here comes the rain. And it just kind of felt like theater kiddie, if that makes sense. Like it felt like, a theater kid kind of performance. But like, and again, I'm not trying to be rude. Like that's just the energy that came across in certain aspects. At the same time, objectively good voice, very cool synthwave. I think we're both confused because we like wanted to like it more than we did. And I think maybe it's just the length and certain sections. Like when the synthwave is synthing, you're going, it's cool. I think maybe some like filling in the background noise, like with
what I think it is? I think it's because the beat that he made, it doesn't have like really hard hitting drums. Like if we compare this to Will's beat earlier, like the drums really like impact and it was like more up tempo. This was more like slow tempo, and then like the singing on top of it, I'm like, okay, I'm not really like bopping to this, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great point. If you add some harder drums, that's one way to do it. Also with like I think there could have been little parts of this, but if you had like changes in the energy, like shifting the energy where like Low Brian used to do this a lot and really well, where you kind of pull everything back and then kind of come back in with the synth wave. I think if you did that in strategic parts, like it could kind of keep the listener's interest for longer. So yeah, I mean, I think there's just small tweaks you can do to this to make this a 10 easily. The talent's there on both sides, production and singing. It's just figuring out how to kind of make it digestible for a larger audience, and get over that hump. I'd give this an objective 8, but I wanted it to be a 10.
Next up, Og. Not Augie, folks. Og.
They should change their name to Og, not Augie.
Here's Trap Thing. Tease me. What can you do to make this sound less boring? I think the approach, like the styles that you use in this are cool. Like the slow it down, bring it back, like everything that you did creatively is cool. Maybe it's the sample choice that's causing it to feel boring, because it's just kind of like some lollygagging strings and it's not like super ear catchy. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Is like, I think the techniques used in this are amazing. I think maybe the beat itself doesn't lend itself to be like, oh yeah, I'm really into this. And that's kind of maybe what you're hinting at, is it feels boring. And maybe it's just that sample that you have. Leave the drums and maybe try a different loop or sample or melody and see if it gives it more energy. I give it a 7. Like, I'm really, really intrigued by like the creative aspects of this, and maybe I'm not drawn into the sample.
This is one where, again, I refuse to turn down my volume. You should match my earphones. But no, I had to fucking turn down my volume because of you fuck. Yeah, this was just loud outright, the different layers. I think this is fine. It kind of reminds me of like 90s, like Snoop Dogg, you know, like West Coast Connection. It just kind of had that like creepy West Coast gangster vibe, which I'm not mad at. It's not my style, but also maybe that's why it felt a little boring, is because it felt like something from the early 90s. I'll give it a objective 8. Well made, just not for me.
Next up, Michael, Dead Faces, Rough.
Life is barely started, my closet full enough. Can't feed anymore to those lost days. Hurts a little more when we part ways. Little flicker in the dark place. Had to gamble life, losing always. I live regrets way too often. Do I regret it all now or later? last straw, final favor. It feels the same when you fall in. It's out the waste the way it go, timeless. Pressure wave, man-made diamond. Why would I wait for the day my dreams come find me? Battling my demons whole time. Been sparring with Satan. Guardian angel, hold tight. I'm being pulled between both sides. It's me hard to face. I can't waste away with the time. Feel like we can make it if we made it through the night. And we fall for another day of that same old same shit. I need another way to make a way. I've noticed faces of people who never face it. Lost in the days like there is no need to change. Why do I put more trust in their faces? Money ain't did me wrong and a dollar would never change. More money, more problems, more money will solve them. Couldn't break change, but pray change. Life has barely started, my closet full and all. Can't feed anymore to those lost days. Hurts a little more when we part ways. Little flicker in the dark place. Had to gamble life, losing always. I live regrets way too often. Do I regret it all now or later? Who was there when they crossed me? I'm on the last straw, final favor. It feels the same when you fall in.
All right, that was Dead Faces by Michael.
I fucking love that guy's voice, man. Michael's voice is sick. I don't know what it is. Like, yeah, talent's there. And honestly, I'm not mad at the mix either. Like, I think this is just a solid, well-sung track. Kind of like a lower key vibe, but like, you know, I'm with it. I'll give it a 9.
I have a different take on this.
Tell me your take.
I like his voice too. I agree. I think he has a good voice. I didn't need all of the layers all the time. Like, I think he has this habit of doing that, his low singing and then his high singing, and just doing that ever present throughout the entirety of the track. I think he should just try to do in the verses more of a singular layer with accents and highlights. Because I feel like the other point that I was going to make is he doesn't do a lot of vocal fries or vocal runs. Like I said this last time that he posted a track, or maybe it was Bird and Choof, because I know all three of them make songs together, but they keep doing this singing. They sing as rappers and rather than sing as singers. And I feel like that was a lot of that in the execution of this track, is like he's just using his smooth voice and he's singing along with the words, but he's not doing any like vocal runs or vocal fries where he's extending the notes out. And it feels like it like falls short of it. And he tries to cheat his way out of it by adding like a higher sung layer in the background, but I don't know. I just feel like it could be stronger in the performance, and also the vocals are like way too low. I give this a 7. To me.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, definitely different take.
Next up, Ricky Akimbo. Been hanging out in Twitch and then YouTube. This is called Ticket to Ride.
This is your ticket to ride.
Yeah, vocal fries like this, like extend the notes out. That's all I'm asking from Michael. Because Michael would be like Ticket to Ride and just leave it there instead of Ticket to Ride, like stuff like that.
I took the chains off for real this time. I left my ID right in the fire. Come on. I took the car keys, I'm ready to drive. And now I'm gonna take my time.
fucking missed you, Ricky. More of this.
I thought I'd never see it. I thought I'd never see the day that I'd be walking free without my mind going to places like, can people see me? Will they know that I'm not okay? I don't care. I've got a ticket to ride now, baby. I've got wings to fly, and you won't catch me on the ground. I'm never in the sky again.
You know what would be a great collab? Ricky Akimbo and Yoda Kari.
Yeah.
Or Kyle Jameson.
The memories are faded. And I don't want this night to end. Geronimo!
Geronimo. I remember when people used to say that. Little kids jumping into a fucking swimming pool.
Yeah.
Feels like it's not a thing anymore, but
Yeah.
I remember.
What happened to that? We used to be a civilized country.
That's changed. Became uncivilized.
Just playing the guitar. Geronimo is the guitar. Okay.
Geronimo.
Yeah, as soon as Yoda Kari
Oh,
said
Geronimo's
this
the
piqued
guitarist. Okay.
as soon as Yoda Kari said this piqued my interest, I was like, you know what? Yoda Kari's absence, I think Ricky Akimbo is most similar to like the difference in kind of music that we get on the show. Because like Yoda Kari would always come in some like, I don't know, I always call it like a breath of fresh air. Like it's always like a different take on musical stylings. Ticket to Ride, Ricky Akimbo. It's long, I will say that. Lengthwise, it's at the upper echelon of listenability. I think the guitar is cool. It's probably a little bit louder than your vocals in some parts, and in other parts it works. The only thing that I was gonna really suggest or maybe like recommend is that very first verse that you had. It felt a little bit empty in between the lines, maybe like a little bit of a subtle delay on the ending words to kind of fill in that gap between the lines might go a long way. But overall, I think it's a cool demo, and after you fine tune it and tweak it, I'm sure it'll be right where you want it to be. I see the vision, is what I'm trying to say. I will give this give it an 8 for where it's at. It's not really in my lane, but I see what's going on here, and I respect it.
Yeah, I respect it too. I think I liked this a lot. Like immediately I was like, okay, yeah, I fucking missed this shit. I think that my suggestions as far as like ways that I would tweak this is it felt like some of the instrumentation got a little muddy in some parts. I was specifically pointing at like a piano, kind of felt like the piano layer was just a little muddy when mixed all together. And the other thing that I really wanted to see was in the chorus. I think you have a really solid chorus, a really like strong voice, but all of the backing vocals on the chorus felt like they were just a little too loud for the mix. I think that if you turned the backing kind of screams down, that overall it would be a stronger chorus. Outside of that, well sung, cool, good sound. I'm gonna give it a 8.5.
Speak of the devil. Up next, Yoda Kari.
What do you know?
Here is Irene Ave.
Wide awake when you're not around. I can't sleep. My chest weighs like 1,000 pounds. I can't breathe. Cupid's arrow done hit his mark. Baby, we started across. Tell me, judge, I'm guilty as charged. Baby, your heart's gone. Live a little. Hold on, you're like killing the vibe.
That was the vibe.
Honey, hurry up and text me first. What's one more lover gon' hurt? Wide awake when you're not around. Baby, I can't sleep. My chest weighs like 1,000 pounds. Baby, I can't breathe. Cupid's arrow done hit his mark. Baby, we started across. Tell me, judge, I'm guilty as charged. Baby, your heart's gone.
Oh, that's it.
Short and sweet. All right. Irene Ave. Here, it kind of felt like it had some of the same problems, but more exaggerated. Again, I'll just start from the baseline of I liked this a lot. To me, it sounded like the bass guitar layer was just a little bit too loud in the mix. The piano almost felt random. Like it almost felt like the piano just didn't really go along with what was happening. I really liked your approach. I liked your melodies. I just think that they were kind of a little too low in the mix. The bass guitar was just kind of washing out your vocals a little bit. You can still hear it. I just wanted to hear your voice a little bit more. And I think that if the voice was more present and more like just kind of on top of everything, I think this would really, be a really good song. So just kind of slight issues with the mix, but overall, I think this is a good start. Let's give it we give this a 7.5.
I like this a lot. I just feel like the vocals weren't present enough. I think, man, it's weird. Like, I feel like Yoda Kari and Kuiper make similar songs, similar styles of songs that kind of just draw you in with how they perform it in their melodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yoda Kari and Ricky Akimbo make like different music where it's like, if we're going through our queue for the day and one of them pops in there, it's just like, oh, this is different. I like different. I don't know. It's just like this blend of like interesting musicians. And I like this one a lot. I just feel like the vocals were too low on it. I would give it a 8.5. Like, I really think if like the vocals were more present, it kind of washes away all the other elements that could probably be cleaned up. I want to hear that version. If you have the more prominent version, I would love to hear that one. Yeah.
It's like the only shit we didn't like about it is like, hey, engineer, do this. Just so D-Bird and Dice would fucking shake their head.
I shared this video one time of like one of Michael Jackson's engineers, and they had, I think it was on it was Thriller. I think they had like 30 mixes on it. Like they did a version 2 of the mix, and Quincy was like, all right, you guys, I'm gonna step out for a minute. And then Mike and the engineer, they were just kept doing mixes over and over and over again, and finally they got to like 29 or 30, and they're like, yo, this is the one. So Quincy Jones came back in, they're like, they played it for him, like, here's what we finally got. And he's like, all right, play the one that y'all had before I left the room. And then they played and they're like, yeah, we're going with version 2, not version 30. That shit sounds like ass. Like it happens. Like you think like, oh, let me do this and this and this. And then like, you just got to get some more ears on it. Hopefully our ears are working today. But yeah, I would go with the more prominent version.
Yeah, I do that shit myself even. Like, I'll be like, there's one word, I just said it a little fucking weird. So you redo it. Before you know it, you're like, what even word is this? This word sounds foreign to me. I've said it so many times. And then Zone's like, I have the first recording you did. It was fine. It's like, all right.
Yeah. There's been a few songs where I've like, I need to record this. And I'll go and I'll re-record the song like 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, you know what, this is cheeks. And then I'll just go back to the original take. And I'm like, yeah, I should have just left it alone.
Yeah.
Next up, H-Tar, 7 Tears Drop Click, Almost Happy.
Did you call me?
I mean, muddy vocals work sometimes. I'm not saying it doesn't work all the time, but I think on this song, if your vocals were more present, it would be more appealing to us.
Yeah. Yeah, just two
schmucks.
2 guys with ears. There's just 2 opinions. There's more shows out there, I'm sure.
All right, here's Almost Happy.
You'll get there. Don't worry. I can make you happy, girl. Only a minute. Like, I'd listen again if you had the present version and see if you like it better.
The melody is kind of just lolly in the background. The melody is too much of a lull. I think the drums are hard. The rolling snares are cool, but it starts to feel repetitive and monotonous after a while. There's not a lot of variety going on here, so I think this is an interesting bass line, but not a lot of complexity. I'll give it a 6.5.
Yeah, I liked this initially. I think the 808 just got to be overwhelming. Like the trap drums are fine, but the 808 is just kind of like fucking the whole time, and you're just like, I wish things worked better together, right? It kind of felt like this song was your circle jerk with an 808, and then like happened to have some drums and other things going on as well. Like you're just like, this is my 808 that I made, and also like maybe there's some drums too. It's well put together, just not cohesive. I'd give it a 7.
All right, next up, Sleek Ivory, beat with vocals. Demo.
In the forest where the wildflowers sleep, I hum to the wind. Bluebirds circle as I brush my hair, dreaming of someone who might truly care. Oh, someday love will find me true, with eyes like stars and hearts so blue. Lift me from this quiet gloom, like roses waiting in the bloom. I'll know that when he takes my hand, my prince from some enchanted
Three things. The vocals are too low. The bird chirping, you need to kill the dead air in the background of that. And I like it. 8.
Agree. Yeah, this is cool, little short and sweet. Shout out to my feathered friends. Birds always just hit me right here. So yeah, I think that 8 is good. 8's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I don't really have too much to nitpick on. Just the vocals are too low, and then the birds. I noticed there's a lot of white noise in the background. But other than that, I mean, shit. What do you want me to say?
Hurt, motherfucker.
It's
I
cool.
love. You know what I love? The idea of going out. Well, not the idea of going out in the world. Let's be honest. But finding a sound, recording it, and then integrating a moment in your life into a beat. I think that idea is very fun.
Sus left the server before we could get to him, so not gonna play that.
No.
And that was it.
Sussy Baka. What?
That was
I'm
it.
kind of curious what this sounds like.
Let's listen. Let's see.
Let's hear.
See what Sus was.
Let's
Bobby
see
Good.
Let's hear what he couldn't wait for us to review.
Yeah. Filmes na tela e voltar em ré, assim como meu videocase. Que na boca ninguém escuta, amigo, isso é como restart 2.
Not interested. Delete. All right, that was our show, folks.
Love it.
Gray Baby, thanks for tuning in the entirety of the show for the 3 hours that we were on. Appreciate you hanging out. We'll be back Wednesday to do the subscribers to our community. So subscribers on Twitch, Discord, and members on YouTube. And then we'll be back next Sunday to do this again for all the freebies. So tune in, join in for the fun and the hijinks. Also, reminder to anybody competing in the Square Up League, hint, hint, tracks are due tonight at midnight Pacific time.
I'm going to turn mine in at 11:59 Pacific. Whoop. And I'll have it done probably around 8 p.m., but I'm just going to make y'all sweat it out.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you making me stay up an extra 2 hours past my midnight just to see who shows up and who doesn't.
Perfect. Yeah. Got it. Keep you on your toes. Make you work for it.
Thank you. I like when people make me work for things. That's what I tell my job every Monday through Friday. Is I love that you guys make me work for this money that you put into my bank account.
That is how capitalism works.
Mwah.
Mwah.
All right, we're getting out of here, folks. Catch you people on the Discord. Adios, farewell, and all those other good things. Later.